evening, everybody. It is the Australia Cup final. We have finally made it to the ultimate decider for this tournament, this wonderful tournament. This has probably been the greatest Australia Cup we have seen in recent history, full of cup sets, dramatic results. We've been following it all the way. We've been doing the live watch-alongs, the reviews. I've even gone out and done a couple of vlogs for some of specifically Newcastle Jets games, and Newcastle Jets have found their way to the Australia Cup final and are taking on Heidelberg United tonight. Jump in the live chat, say g'day, and who do you think is winning this game tonight? Because I'm genuinely curious to see what you think. Because even though usually when an A-League team comes up against an NPL side, usually, historically, the A-League side is the favourite, is the team that we expect to win. But this is a special game coming up. This has been a special year for this club from Victoria, Heidelberg United. Just the second ever non-A-League club to make it to the Australia Cup final. Could they become the first ever non-A-League team to win the Australia Cup in recent history, at least? This is a huge game coming up, man. This is the final. Very excited for it. Very excited for you guys to be joining us here for the live watch-along. Center 23 is joining us in the live chat. G'day Lightning as well, who says, I hope Jets win. I assume you're saying that. Says, I support South Melbourne. I can't have the rivals win. Fair enough, Lightning, fair enough. And, of course, two teams who will be in the Australian Championship, which is getting underway next week. G'day, Sonny, who says, come on, Heidelberg. Look, and I'm sure, I feel like Heidelberg United are going to be getting a lot of love tonight. That's what I'm expecting, even though some people might view Heidelberg as the favourites tonight. They've defeated A-League opponents 3 consecutive times on the way to this final. They're still the underdog at the end of the day, and I still think they're going to have a lot of people backing them for tonight's game. Center 23s here, and that's right. We've got the same prediction, don't we, man? It says, go the Burgers. It says 1-1, Heidelberg win 5-3 on penalties. Yes, and that was my prediction as well. If you guys missed it, we did the prediction video, the preview video here on the channel during the week. And it's honestly really tricky to call. It is really tricky to call because there's been a few times, I think it was in the semi-final. In the semi-final, I expected Heidelberg United to get knocked out. I thought Auckland would be too strong, but Heidelberg just proving me wrong time and time again, bring a lot of us wrong time and time again. And this is just a special group of players that have done such a fantastic job to get to this stage in the tournament. We're going to talk about the lineups and dive into maybe how we could see these teams play in this game in just a moment. Kickoff for this final is, well, it should be in just under 7 minutes or so, but we'll see. It might be a little bit longer than that. Sam's here, says, I'm excited for tonight, Sam. Dude, Newcastle Jets fan, Sam. How are the nerves? How are the nerves feeling, Sam? Good to see you here. And g'day, Timmy, who's joining us in the live chat as well. Boston's here also. G'day. Says, I went to Newcastle City today. There you go. There you go. And I'm sure Newcastle, there'll be many people in the Newcastle area tuning into this game tonight. The Jets, their first, I mean, there's so much to talk about for this final, but obviously a huge occasion for Heidelberg United. But Newcastle Jets, their first chance to win a major piece of silverware since 2008. This is a big, big game here for Newcastle Jets. They were in the A-League Men's Grand Final in 2018, which it does feel like a long time ago now. 7 years ago, they were in that Grand Final. Lost it in controversial circumstances. But here, the Australia Cup final. Huge, huge opportunity for Newcastle Jets. And Newy Jets is joining us here as well. Here we go, Newy Jets. Harry from Newy Jets is joining us here. TJ Peno, g'day. Says, I went big in a draw, 90 minutes. Sam saying, one thing that I don't like about this coverage is that I wonder if they know there's two teams, not just Heidelberg, but I get that they are the second NPL team and potentially the first, right, to make history. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, they're always going to, focus quite a lot on that fairy tale story of Heidelberg United because it really has been a fairy tale. It is not that often at all that we see an NPL team make it all the way through to the final. And it's just been a phenomenal run for Heidelberg United as well. G'day, Blinkist joining us in the live chat. Says, Jets will get up in my opinion. Let's talk about these lineups now because there's a few big talking points. Starting off with Heidelberg United, a very consistent lineup for them. Obviously, the big change, Sabitnor returning to Central Coast Mariners after his loan expired. McGowan starts on the right wing, we expect. These lineups coming from Google. So it should perhaps be more of a 4-2-3-1 with Yokokawa playing in behind Buljawac, who's been in great form this season for Heidelberg United. You've got some former A-League players there. Yaron Souza was with the Central Coast Mariners a few years back. Anthony Lesiotis has been fantastic in this tournament. He's been on the books at Melbourne City and Melbourne Victory. Ben Collins was a defender at Western United a few years back as well. So they've got that A-League experience in there. But for Newcastle Jets, a fascinating lineup for them. Obviously, the big story for Newcastle Jets in regards to the team news, no Alex Badalado. We know that he's over in Chile with the young Socceroos, who are in action tomorrow morning for their final group stage game. Delianov starts in goals. Aquilina, Shushnia, Nata, Wilmering should be that back four there. Grozos, expect him to play as that deepest lying midfielder, that holding midfielder. Max Burgess, he's the star for Newcastle Jets, and he's the player who really has to lift in this game if Newcastle Jets are going to win this trophy. It's going to be off the back of Max Burgess, who's been superb since arriving at Newcastle Jets this offseason. Will Dobson is the youngster who gets the start here. Huge opportunity for young Will Dobson, one of these really exciting young players coming through at Newcastle Jets. We saw him make a bit of a breakthrough in the A-League last year. Will Dobson will be playing that Tommy Aquilina role in midfield, we expect. Mizunuma off the right, talented player. We know the excitement that he brings. It's Lockie Rose who starts in the forward position for Newcastle Jets. And keep an eye on number 43, Xavier Bertoncello, scored a fantastic goal in the semi-final. He really impressed me in this Australia Cup run for Newcastle Jets. Has started every game in this run, and he's been rewarded with a contract for the upcoming A-League season. So it feels like Newcastle Jets have found a really good balance where they've got some good, experienced, quality players there. But you've got the young guys coming through in Bertoncello, in Dobson. Looking at the benches as well, some top quality players there. A couple big changes in defence for Newcastle Jets, though, especially at centre-back. Max Cooper drops out of the matchday squad. So not sure whether there's an injury or not, but Max Cooper's been very, very impressive. But as you can see there on the bench, some big players for both teams who could certainly change this game. How are we feeling? What's the emotions? If you're jumping in, drop your score predictions. In the chat. Who are you expecting to win this game? Because again, like even just looking at the lineups, like Buljawac, he's been so dangerous, especially when Heidelberg get on the counter attack. The way that they go forward and Buljawac leads that line for Heidelberg, and when he gets in behind, he's such a dangerous finisher of the ball. Fantastic player. But for Newcastle Jets, I mean, Mizunuma, Bertoncello on those wings. It's going to be a really, really fascinating game. Timmy's back in a 2-2 draw, all the way to penalties, you reckon, Timmy? G'day, Raven, who says, I want Heidelberg to win. Sonny asking the question, where's Eli Adams? Yep, another big omission because, he's not on the bench. Yep, no Eli Adams, who scored a great goal in the semi-final, so he misses out as well. No room for Clayton Taylor. Not exactly sure what the situation is for Clayton Taylor at the moment, but he is also out. But you've got some good players there on the bench for Jets. Ben Gibson, an exciting attacking player, Lucky Bayless, a hard-working midfielder there as well. So, and then a bunch of young guys. I mean, a lot of these guys quite young and inexperienced at A-League level at least. So it is a fascinating bench for Newcastle Jets as well. G'day, Hunter, who says, Milligan feels like he's doing what Vart has done at Adelaide, very youth-focused. Yeah. And it's like when we think of A-League teams who have produced these, really promising young players who have gone on to Europe and even Socceroos. Look, to be fair, Newcastle Jets isn't one of the first clubs that you think of. They're not one of the first clubs you think of when we think of these talented young players that have come through. You think of Adelaide United, as you say there, Hunter. Even in recent times, Sydney FC have produced the likes of Hayden Matthews, Jake Erdwood-Reich, Adrian Segacic now over at Portsmouth. Central Coast Mariners, we know, have produced so many Socceroos over the years. Newcastle Jets, there's a sense, I think, at this club that they are entering this really exciting era where they've got a really, really talented contingent of young players who have come through the youth system there and are really making a break into the A-League squad. And look, the A-League season is still yet to kick off. We'll see how Newcastle Jets go in the A-League, but it is a promising start for Mark Milligan. Again, we should highlight as well, not only is this a big game for Newcastle Jets just as a club, but we shouldn't forget Mark Milligan this is what is like 4th game in charge, right? It's incredible. It's incredible. No, sorry, excuse me, 5th game in charge, right? This is his 5th game in charge, is the Australia Cup final. Mark Milligan has an opportunity to win this club's silverware within 5 games. It is truly incredible. And Mark Milligan should be, I'm sure Newcastle Jets fans are very, very happy now with the appointment of Mark Milligan. I mean, we should say, like, not to be negative or anything, but success in the Cup does not always equal success in the league. We've seen that previously. But again, there's a lot of reasons to be excited if you are a Newcastle Jets fan. Oh boy, great to see everyone joining us here in the live chat. Make sure to hit the like button, support the stream. You can also consider sending in a super chat as well. The scheduled kickoff time was 1 minute ago. It doesn't look like they've kicked off yet. On the Paramount Plus app, it did say something about 7:50 p.m. kickoff time, which is in like 9 minutes. So we are sitting tight. Boston, thank you very much for that kind super chat, mate. Really appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in once again, joining us here. I think for this game, we're certainly expecting Newcastle Jets as well to have a lot of the ball. That's just been the common theme, especially for Heidelberg United. Heidelberg United have been, I mean, there's so many things to talk about with this grand final, but their defensive strength has just been so impressive in this Australia Cup run. And they're happy to sit back, to let the opposition have the ball, defend and hit on the counter-attack, and it's worked for them so far. And they have not conceded a goal in the final rounds of the Australia Cup. It's been so impressive. And then you've got Newcastle Jets, a team who love to get on the ball and are very exciting and attacking going forward and have scored a lot of goals in this cup run. 5 goals against Cooks Hill United in the round of 16. You know, they've got so many dangerous players. You can score goals from anywhere. Rose, Burton Shello, Mizunuma, Burgess is a goal threat as well from midfield. Tanley is here. G'day, Tanley. Backing Heidelberg for a 3-2 win. It's interesting. The predictions so far from you guys seem to be like pretty mixed. Pretty mixed. A lot of people reckon that maybe Heidelberg could get the job done. As on the broadcast, the trophy's being carried out right now as we speak. The Australia Cup trophy. Dude, it's a great trophy too, isn't it? It's an awesome design. Just a big classic trophy. Looks great. Sam, who is a passionate Newcastle Jets fan here, says, I'm going to be proud of the club tonight, no matter the result. As I feel like this is just the start to make history for the club. And I'm really excited for the season to start in the new kit. Yeah, Newcastle Jets, we did see they released their new A-League kit this past week. And as you guys know, for those who don't know, I'm a Mariners fan. So, but I will say, Newcastle Jets new kit actually does look really nice. I do like the design they've gone for, the collar and everything. It's quite similar to their Australia Cup kit, just obviously different colours. So the teams are coming out of the tunnel right now as we speak. Newcastle Jets, Heidelberg United. Really dig the Jets Australia Cup kit as well, the red and blue, and of course the yellow and black of Heidelberg United as these players walk out onto the pitch as we speak. Huge occasion for these players, man. Huge occasion for these players. It's been a big season for Heidelberg United, champions of NPL Victoria, very close to getting the premiership as well. So, I mean, they're so close to they were so close at least to getting the treble, you know, to win the league, the championship, and potentially the cup here. But they missed out on the premiership, but won the championship in the end. And of course, we shouldn't forget Heidelberg United. This is not the end for them. They're in action in the Australian Championship, which is getting underway next week as well. And for Newcastle Jets, this has been the perfect preparation for this upcoming A-League season, which gets underway in 2 weeks' time. Raven asked, is it streamed on YouTube? I don't believe so. You guys can watch this game on... Oh, I'm watching on Paramount Plus. Is it on Channel 10? Someone in the live chat can let us know. I'm watching on Paramount Plus, but it might be on Channel 10 too, hey. TJ says, Heidelberg deserve a shot in the AFC Champions League. That's the thing. Hey, the winner of this game qualifies for the Asian Champions League 2. So it would be quite incredible to see Heidelberg United of MPL Victoria playing in the Asian Champions League 2. MacArthur SC currently playing that competition now after winning the cup last year. It's on Channel 10. There we go. Thanks, guys. Thanks to Lightning Sam and Timmy. Confirming it, like free to wear. That's great. Isn't that awesome? It's awesome to have this game available for as many people as possible. This is a big game on the Australian football calendar. It's a wonderful tournament. We love it, the Australia Cup. It's such a unique tournament in Australia. So many clubs involved. And it's just incredible that these two, I mean, who would have predicted, like no disrespect to the two clubs, but who would have predicted Heidelberg United and Newcastle just to be there at the final? Yeah. Person 1201. It's an interesting question. Is it a bad look for the A-League if Heidelberg win it? I don't think so. I mean, to be fair, a lot of A-League teams, the reality is a lot of A-League teams treat this as a pre-season tournament, especially in the early rounds. Think back to Melbourne City against Appia Leichhardt in round of 32, fielded a team of essentially a youth squad. So in some ways, the A-League team sort of, they're just getting back into competitive action, just warming up for the A-League season. Whereas, I mean, you've got the MPL teams who are in the thick of their league campaigns, and it's been a busy year for Heidelberg United. So I don't know if it's necessarily a bad look for the A-League. I just think it'd be a win for Australian football. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be a crazy night. It's going to be a historic night, regardless of who wins, man. Hunter says Heidelberg in the AFC would be absolute entertainment. Even as a Jets fan, I'd love to see it. Although it'd likely hurt the AFC coefficient, says Hunter. It'll be interesting to see how they go in the competition. We've seen the Australian sides have been doing well in that competition. Central Coast Mariners won back a couple of years ago. It was called the AFC Cup. Now the Asian Champions League 2. Sydney FC made it to the semi-finals last season. How far can MacArthur go this year? Big home crowd, says Timmy. Yep, big home crowd. And I mean, well, it's an interesting one, isn't it? This is Lakeside Stadium where South Melbourne play their games. But, of course, I'm sure there'll be plenty of Heidelberg United fans there. And I'm sure there's been hundreds, if not thousands, of Newcastle Jets fans who have made the trip interstate to be here for this very, very special occasion. So it looks like I obviously don't have the audio for the game. It looks like the Australian national anthem was just sung. And the teams are getting ready to get this game underway, folks. Kickoff is just around the corner. Appreciate you guys joining us for this live watch along. We're going to be here for all the action, 90 minutes. Will it be 120 minutes? Will it be a penalty shootout as well? We're going to be here for the whole thing. But I'm very fascinated to see how this game pans out, man. I think Newcastle Jets will be on the front foot early. We'll look to get on the ball. Heidelberg United. I'll tell you what, here's like an early prediction for how this game's going to pan out. I think if Heidelberg United keep Newcastle scores for the first half, if it's half time and Newcastle just haven't scored, I think Heidelberg United might be favourites from there. I think that could really go on from there because it's just what we've seen for Heidelberg United against Wellington, against Wanderers, against Auckland. They just hold on and they just wear the opposition out. It's just been incredible seeing what this Heidelberg United team have done against these quality A-League opponents in this tournament. Hunter says, I think as a Jets fan, Heidelberg are favourites. Lightning says, if Newcastle score first, they should park the bus for the whole game. Interesting question here from Sam, who asks, do you think the historic moments of Sydney United making the final in 2021 or 2022, I believe that was 2022, because 2021 it was Melbourne Victory Mariners in the Cup final. Do you think Sydney United making the final has been overshadowed by Heidelberg? Well, that was still a huge achievement for Sydney United and will be remembered. But this has been an unprecedented run for Heidelberg United. This is unprecedented. The way that they've defeated 3 consecutive A-League opponents here, and it could become 4 tonight. That's just incredible. And doing it, keeping clean sheets. It's just been phenomenal. It really has been incredible, this run for Heidelberg United. So this run, and this might not happen again for a very long time. I don't know, man. I don't know. Timmy's backing Souza to play well, man of the match. He's been great. He's been great. He's as TJ says here as well, says Souza has been awesome. Yeah, he's been phenomenal across all their cup games at least. Yaron Souza, former Central Coast Mariners goalkeeper. On the broadcast, on the official broadcast, they're showing the Modus Merryweather live in Newcastle. Looks like to be a pub in Newcastle, packed out with Newcastle Jets fans. Love it. Love to see it. Kickoff is about to happen. Hunter asks, how missed will Nior be for Heidelberg? It is a big miss because he's been starting regularly for Heidelberg this year. So it is a big miss for Heidelberg. And look, a lot of people, myself included, even as a Mariners fan, I think we were all a bit unsure what was going to happen with Sabit Nior's loan. Was it going to go till the end of the year, like into the championship season? But no, he's back at Mariners now, back training with the club. And he's not involved tonight for Heidelberg United. But it is time to focus on this game. Adam Kersey, the referee. Heidelberg United, Newcastle Jets, Australia Cup final, folks. Here we go. Here we go. I'm very intrigued to see how this game starts. Newcastle Jets. Kickoff is underway. Here we go. First half. Really, really strong crowd in attendance here at Lakeside Stadium. It's great to see. It is awesome to see. So, will one of these teams make a bright start? You can see in that, it's great to see, man. I mean, I was wondering where the Newcastle Jets fans were going to be situated. You can see a bunch of Jets fans on that far grandstand on the right-hand side. There's probably a few thousand Jets fans there, I reckon. Surely. Huge occasion for Newcastle Jets, this club who has been starved of success year after year. This really is a huge occasion for Newcastle Jets, man. This team who haven't made finals in many, many years in the A-League now. And historically don't go on like really deep runs in the Australia Cup. Made it all the way to the final here. And they deserve it. They've been great. Heidelberg United. What a test. G'day, Peter. He says, go the Jets. 2 or 3-1, I reckon. Love it, Peter. And g'day to Valhoon. He's joining us here as well. Good to see you, mate. Hunter says, amazing crowd down there. Looks great. Newcastle Jets fans look like they're making plenty of noise early on. So, Heidelberg United maintaining the ball at the back. Look at the press. Look at Newcastle Jets, how eager they are to get forward and press and apply the pressure. Max Burgess. We're wondering as well whether there was going to be any sort of tweaks to the shapes for these two teams. Doesn't look like any surprises. There's a big gap in midfield. Here's a chance for Heidelberg to drive. Yokokawa's got it on the left. He gets around Aquilina. This is a great chance. Heidelberg United in the box. It's Fulton. Great block. The follow-up from Idara. He goes down. I don't know. Wow, what a big moment in this game early on. Nope. I tell you what. The call is no penalty. I agree with the call. It looked like Idara went down easily. Replay's interesting. I mean, what do you guys think? Nah, that can't be a pen. The contact is so minimal, and Idara is initiating that contact. You can see how Grozos is pulling out of the challenge. There's no way it's a pen. Leo Center 23 reckons it's a pen. Tarnley says penalty, no ways. Newcastle Jets go up the other end, and Yaron Souza has the ball. Sam says never a pen. Got some mixed views. I agree with you, Sam. He says he went down too easily. Yeah. G'day, Dynamic Pool. Great name, says Penn. As Blinker says here, no VAR, so get on with it. That's right. That's right. No VAR in the Australia Cup. But really, really bright start there for Heidelberg. What a chance for Heidelberg United early on in this game, hey? It was Fulton, the left back, who found the space and just took the shot, a crucial block. Huge moment. Cheers, Dynamic Paul. Really appreciate it. It says, this channel is the best Oz football channel, hands down. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Crab's son, g'day. He says, under 20 ref would have given a pen. We did certainly have some interesting refereeing decisions in Australia's game against Argentina the other day. And that reminds me, we will be live tomorrow morning for the Young Socceroos taking on Cuba. That is at 10 a.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. So join us for that one in the morning if you can. Young Socceroos need to get a win tomorrow morning. Huge game. So, bright start by Heidelberg here. We're just over 4 minutes in. Look at that, dude. Look at the number of fans behind this goal here to the left. So many fans on that hill to the left. It looks like that's where the main active support of Heidelberg United, all the Heidelberg United fans are situated. Here's a chance for Idara. Oh! Idara with a great effort on goal. But it's a routine save for James Delianov in goals for Jets. Good shot. Good strike too. Good technique there from Idara. But it was pretty close to the keeper. So 5 minutes into this match, guys. 5 minutes in. That's where I'm at on my broadcast. 5 minutes in, and it is 0-0. But I tell you what, Heidelberg United with a good start early on here. 2 shots already. Newcastle Jets, can they get into their rhythm? Can they get into their groove? Fulton's up from left back again for Heidelberg. Bossetto's just pulled up a little bit there. He looked hurt for a second. Hopefully he's all right. Free kick to the Jets. So, Max Burgess, he gives away. Newcastle Jets unable to really maintain the possession. This is not what we expected in the early stages of this contest. Heidelberg United on the ball and getting forward. And it's a free kick here for Heidelberg United in a great position. Wow. Well, we are 6 minutes in, and it is all Heidelberg United. They are completely dominating Newcastle here. Jets unable to break out of their own half, unable to maintain the ball for more than a few seconds, it seems. Tarnley, this is neither of these teams' home ground. This is the home ground of South Melbourne, in fact. As a free kick comes in for Heidelberg, poor delivery, a little bit too low. Kept in play, though, by Yokokawa. That should be a goal kick. Yes, this is the home ground of South Melbourne FC. But Amy Park, I believe, was unavailable for this game, wasn't it? I wonder if they would have played this game at Amy Park in Melbourne. But you can see with the number of fans at this game, Heidelberg United's ground was probably too small, I imagine. And as Hunter says here, yeah, Jets haven't had a shot. Heidelberg have 2, according to Google. Yep. Already had a couple of shots already. Dude, I just spotted a Western... Dude, you guys see that? There's a Western United jersey in the amongst the Heidelberg United fans there. So 7 minutes in, it's another free kick coming up for Heidelberg United. Yokokawa again with the delivery, swinging it in. It's deep. Collins keeps it in. Lethlean! Oh, it's gone in! An early lead. The pressure pays off, and Heidelberg United are in front. It's 1-0. Newcastle Jets have not arrived at this game, dude. They are not here. And Heidelberg United, wow, what a start for this club. Incredible. goal indeed. As Blinker says here, Jets look really nervous. It was a scramble on the box, and that's poor defending from Newcastle. Collins with their header back across to his centre-back partner, Ryan Lethlean, who heads home. What a start for Heidelberg. Look at that. He just comfortably gets over the defenders. Comfortable header there for Lethlean, and it just creeps into the net. You've got Newcastle Jets defenders all around him, but they're unable to deal with it. It really is poor defending from Newcastle Jets. And this has been a disaster of a start for Newcastle, an absolute disaster. They haven't been in the game at all. And we're just 8.5 minutes in. Heidelberg lead. Newcastle Jets have to switch on. Otherwise, this game's going to run away from them. Incredible. This has just been completely different from what we're seeing from Heidelberg United in their previous games in the Cup against A-League opposition. They've been having to do a lot of defending previously, and we thought Newcastle Jets might have had a lot of the ball and pin Heidelberg back, but wow. Lightning reckons it was out of play. I mean, it would have been close, hey? Like Collins, when the free kick was deep, and it looked like it was going to sail out of play, but Collins must have kept that in, hey? Valhoon says, park the bus, Heidelberg. And Owen here, g'day Owen, joining us in our live watch along tonight, says Jets look like the semi-pro team at the moment. Yeah, this has been a horrific start for Newcastle Jets. They're simply just that defending on that set, just incredible defending. Incredibly bad defending there from Newcastle Jets. Sam says, I'm not worried. I expected us to concede first, says Sam. I don't know why I just had a feeling we'd concede. I mean, it's really a lot of energy around this Heidelberg United team. And I'm sure they're getting a lot of great support from their fans here in the crowd. Dynamic Paul, thanks very much for the very kind super chat, mate. Appreciate it. Says, if Heidelberg wins this, can they qualify for the Asian Champions League 2 since the Australia Cup winners qualify, or would they go to Newcastle? So it looks like it can go to Heidelberg. I don't know if that's officially been confirmed, though. I don't think we know yet. I haven't seen anywhere whether it's been confirmed if they can. It is certainly unprecedented for a non-A-League team, in recent history at least, for a non-A-League team to get through to that competition. Aquilina, great chance for the Jets. Aquilina. Blocked and cleared. Mizunuma. Good defending from Heidelberg. So, yeah, we'll see what happens with, if Heidelberg do win, do they go through to the Asian Champions League 2? Hopefully. I mean, I don't see why not. But, yeah, there's a bunch of things you'd have to tick off. But, yeah, as far as I'm aware, I don't think we have any official confirmation on that. It'd be huge for Newcastle Jets to return to Asian football. That'd be huge for that club as well. So, yeah. There we go. On the broadcast, they've just shown the run for Heidelberg United in this tournament. They conceded in the 6th round against Clifton Hill. They conceded 1 goal. So they only conceded in the entire Australia Cup run this year for Heidelberg. They've only conceded 1 goal and 0 in the final rounds. Incredible defensive record this team has. But Dynamic Paul, thanks very much again for that very kind super chat, mate. Appreciate the support. Leo Center 23 says, I hope Heidelberg can compete in the ACL too. I mean, like, dude, they deserve it. They deserve to be there. And, it'd be great to see them have a shot at it. The thing is, as we know, like, if the team that qualifies for the ACL 2, the competition doesn't get underway for them until September next year, September 2026. So, how much of the same squad will Heidelberg United have? We don't know. Peter says here, if a non-league club wins the FA Cup, they qualify for the Europa League. So no reason for Heidelberg not to qualify for the ACL 2. Indeed. Appreciate you guys joining us for this Australia Cup live watch along the final of the Cup. What a start for Heidelberg United. A 1-0 lead early on in this matchup. Newcastle Jets, can they regain some control? Tommy Aquilina with a shot a moment ago. Mizunuma's on the ball. That's the kind of player you want to get on the ball. Kota Mizunuma, fantastic play for the Jets, but he's given it away. But a few occasions here for Newcastle Jets where they've uncharacteristically given away the ball a bit too easily, and they've been caught out here. Bisetto wins it. He gets around Natsa. Good run. Bisetto. Oh, great chance. Oh, goodness me. Almost number 2 for Heidelberg. That was close, as Leo Senate 23 says here. Hey, very, very close indeed. See, Buljawach was flying in there looking to tap it home. James Delianov. Dynamic Paul says, if a team from Kazakhstan can compete in the UCL, then surely Heidelberg can. Yeah, I mean, and like that's the great thing. I mean, I remember when Mariners, my team, Central Coast Mariners, were in the AFC Cup, now called Asian Champions League 2. Take on such a variety of opponents from different countries. Mariners took on a club from Kyrgyz Republic. I remember in the semi-finals of the AFC Cup last year. So, yeah, it'd be cool to see Heidelberg United coming up against clubs from all over the world. Well, all over Asia, I should say, of course. Newcastle Jets driving forwards. They've committed more numbers forward. Burton Shello keeps it in. Burgess. Dobson. Oh, that looked like a hand. It did, didn't it? But Lockie Rose has gone down. Wow. Surely penalty, says Lightning. I mean, maybe down by a side. It definitely... Oh, that's down by a side. Actually, does it even hit his arm? Might have even hit his hip. Might have hit his hip there. But I tell you what, if it hit Leflian's arm there, I think it was down by a side enough. It wasn't really away from the body. Oh, Lockie Rose has got the ball. I can't find the shot. Commits the foul as well. So Newcastle, we're 15 minutes in, guys. 15 minutes into this match, and Newcastle Jets just look a bit rattled. They really do. They look a bit unsettled. I think perhaps it's the setting, but I mean, you'd imagine most of the fans in the stadium would be Heidelberg United fans, considering that this is in Melbourne. Still a lot of Newcastle fans there, but the Jets have to sort themselves out here because I mean, possession stats now 70% to Newcastle Jets, so that is what we expected to see. A lot more possession for Newcastle. Heidelberg United with this early lead, happy to sit back a little bit. Hey, Valjoon says Lockie Rose, the Aussie Haaland. That's right. In the box, great shots. Ooh! Yaron Souza forced into a save. I think it was Dobson with a strike. Wow. Blinker says Jets are starting to keep the ball a bit better. Yeah, and look, I mean, partly because I think Heidelberg United are happy to let them have the ball. You can see Heidelberg United, those two banks of 4. We'll see if we can refresh this this Google page here for the lineups. As Aquilina's in behind, great chance. No one was there. Where was? Man, they needed someone at the far post there to slide in and get on the end of that. But yeah, since conceding, Newcastle Jets have started to get back into the game a little bit. They're looking all right now. There we go. We've refreshed our lineups here from Google. It is certainly a bit of a 4-4-2 for Heidelberg United. For Newcastle Jets, it is more of a 4-3-3. So I've got Grosler sitting as that deepest lying midfielder. Dobson and Burgess a bit more advanced. Which is a formation that's been working really well for Jets in this cup run so far, obviously. Dynamic Pool, it's a great question. Any news on Murray Balotelli joining the A-League, or has that rumour been put to bed? No more news, unfortunately. And I tell you what, it was probably more than a rumour, because according to the reports, it was Murray Balotelli himself who stated he wanted to play in the A-League. So that was huge. And coming off the back of that, I thought, okay, yeah, it's going to happen, surely. If he wants to come to the league, surely we can make it happen. But yeah, that was like ages ago now, wasn't it, when Balotelli stated his desire to play in the A-League. We're all speculating in regards to which clubs would suit a striker like Murray Balotelli. I think we looked at maybe Melbourne City or even Sydney FC, but G'day, Aaron, who says Mary Balotelli should join in January. Yeah, maybe I could see it happening. G'day, Nama, joining us today. "18 minutes in, it's 1-0 to Heidelberg United. What a start for the NPL Victoria champions." Ryan Lethlean, the centre-back, with the goal. Could that go on to be the winner? Dude, I'll tell you what, it could be. With the way Heidelberg had been defending, their solid defensive record that they have in this competition. Can they do it? I mean, they're coming up against the Newcastle Jets side, who have been scoring a lot of goals in the Australia Cup this year. So that's why this is now such a fascinating match. Long time, dude, it's a long time for Heidelberg United to defend. It's a very, very long time to hold out in opposition. Wilmering's got some space on the left. Newcastle Jets again on the front foot. Bertoncello. It's going to be so hard for Jets to sort of manufacture any quality chances because Heidelberg have so many players in that box. You can just see, yeah, man. I mean, this could well be the story for much of this game now. Heidelberg United, so many players behind the ball, and Newcastle Jets just sort of knocking things around, trying to find the gaps, create the space. G'day, A-League X joining us here. And Water Deal is here as well. Water says, bro, if Heidelberg win, I'm going to go nuts. It will be incredible, mate. It will be incredible if they do it. Alrighty. So, 20 minutes in. In the first 20 minutes, it's been a really fascinating first 20 minutes in this Australia Cup final, hasn't it? Very fascinating indeed. It's a 1-goal lead for Heidelberg United off the set piece. One left wing with a header. And Newcastle Jets just, I mean, what a bright start it was for Heidelberg United, just throwing everything forward. It seemed for those opening 5 minutes getting the goal, and now they're just going to do a whole lot of defending. As Aquilini's in behind down the right. He crosses it. Oh, they scored! Oh, my goodness. Well, Newcastle Jets equalise. And, I mean, more importantly, the big story is Heidelberg United concede. It's the first goal that Heidelberg United have conceded in the final rounds of the Australia Cup. They have been broken. Great play down the right. Burgess feeding Aquilina. And the cross again for Burgess. And again, we highlighted him pre-game. A key player to watch. He's made such a great impact since arriving at Jets in the off-season. Max Burgess equalises. Owen says, come on, Newcastle. Maxi Burgess, what a moment. Scoring in the cup final. It is 1-1. Wow, dude. We've got a game in our hands. Oh, my goodness. Dynamic Paul says that goal is cruel to Heidelberg. Blinkus, who says he was just thinking with Mizunuma and Burgess, it might be risky to sit deep. Yeah. You've got these players who can unlock defenses. Burgess, Mizunuma, as you say, they're Blinkers, two of their key attacking players. How about that now? It is 1-1 in the cup final. And again, the big story is that Heidelberg United have conceded a goal. They have been breached. This is uncharted territory for Heidelberg United now. They have been breached. What happens from here on out? Heidelberg United, I think, it was a great start for them. Getting that early goal, thinking that we can defend, hold them out. They could have gone on to win this game 1-0. Perfect response for Newcastle Jets, who made an awful start to this game. It took them just 20 minutes to reply. Wow. Wow. Such a good response for Newcastle Jets, and it feels like they've got the momentum now. This is a really interesting moment for Heidelberg United, who are high on confidence after keeping 3 consecutive clean sheets against A-League opponents. And we know from seeing the Jets in their Australia Cup run this year that They don't just win games 1-0, you know? Few goals against Adelaide United, 5 goals against Cooks Hill United, 3 against Macarthur FC in the quarterfinal, 4 against Avondale in the semi-final. Newcastle Jets could go on and score some more here. So this is a really, really interesting. I think the next 20 minutes, the remainder of this half, is going to be really, really interesting here. Can Heidelberg United just sort of keep things composed at the back here? They've conceded a goal. Can they keep things cool? Oh boy. Yeah, I mean, Hunter, that would be correct, eh? I mean, Newcastle Jets have been completely dominating the ball now. Completely dominating the ball, Newcastle Jets. Not surprising, Heidelberg United score. They sit back. Oh, that's Yotis with the ball over the top, almost, for Buljuach. So I just wonder what the game plan is now for Heidelberg United. It doesn't look like they're sitting back. They're back on the ball. They're back in possession, Heidelberg United. So we are back all square, dude. We are back all square now in this match. Aaron Souza under pressure there. And it's a throw-in opportunity in a good position for the Jets. Hunter, love the fun fact, Hunter. Hunter says, Avondale have the highest goals in the comp at 16. Jets at 15, Heidelberg have 12, including this game, as Mizunuma crosses, and it's cleared. Yeah, I mean, Avondale, I mean, we almost got an all-NPL Victoria grand final, which would have been incredible. Avondale, who Newcastle just defeated in the semi-final. Mizunuma trying to get it behind. That's a corner for Newcastle. 1-1. Left Lynn with the early goal for the, I was going to say hosts. I guess you can call them hosts. It is in Melbourne for Heidelberg United. Max Burgess with the equaliser for the Jets. And Newcastle have a corner. And swing up from Wilmering. Oh my goodness, it's almost gone all the way in. Important punch by Souza. Dobson. Will Dobson's there. Still, but can't control. So, 26 minutes in. 1-1. This game's set up perfectly. I love, dude, from a neutral point of view, I love watching games when both teams score early. I don't know about you guys. I love watching football games where both teams get on the score sheet early on. Sets the tone. It's great. So Heidelberg, great. Oh, no. Oh, this is the first booking of the game. Alex Shushnya with a strong challenge on Buljuach. Shushnya looks very upset about this decision. Replay. I mean, Shushnya didn't get the ball. I mean, that's probably a yellow card, yeah. First card of the game. That's right, Owen. I mean, Shushnya didn't get any of the ball and cleaned up Buljuach, so that's a yellow card. Yellow card. Sam says, well in. Great game, says Latest 123. It's been good. It's been a great start, eh? So it's another set piece here for Heidelberg. It was a set piece where they scored their goal early on. Yokokawa's delivery. Away by Nata. Ali's going to send it in. Way back, Orlina and Mizunuma will try and bring it clear. Bernshello. There's a real sense of chaos to this game, and I like it. I like it. There's a really intense energy. It feels like a final. It feels like both teams are really up for this game. And there's a sense that this game won't be decided in 90 minutes. I don't know about you guys, but there's a sense, I think, that we might be here for some time tonight. Dynamic Pool says, just watch all these players get signed by Melbourne City or Melbourne Victory. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of other clubs looking at these Heidelberg United players who have been so impressive this year and thinking, yeah, it'd be a great addition to our club, eh? So Heidelberg United, now with a bit of momentum, they've had for the last few minutes now, they've had some good field position, starting to look a bit more dangerous. Newcastle Jets being tested defensively as well. Again, a few players missing for Newcastle Jets, not only Battleado, but they're still without Irish centre-back Joe Shaughnessy. Max Cooper, who's been very good in this cup run, he's out as well. Not in the squad. Heidelberg United continuing to build well out edge of the box. It's almost like things have just flipped in the last 10 minutes here. Now it's Newcastle Jets doing all the defending. Gassetto, Fulton on the left. Defending from Newcastle Jets, who have got numbers behind the ball. Yes, I believe that's right. Left Lian used to play for Brisbane, didn't he? Yeah, and I think he was, I've got a feeling he was on the books at Melbourne Victory at a point. I think so. Final third entries, touches in the opponent box, 18 for Jets, 8 for Heidelberg. Heidelberg now starting to look a little bit more dangerous going forward. Half an hour into this game, man. Half an hour into this cup final. It is 1-1. What a start. What a start. Again, really impressed with the reply from Newcastle Jets after such a poor... I'm sure Mark Milligan was furious with that opening 5 or so minutes for Newcastle. It's, goodness me, they just did not wake up. They had not arrived from the plane from Newcastle in those opening moments. Oh, Rose is on side, surely. Yaron Souza. Oh, blocked. Heidelberg should deal with this. Newcastle Jets almost in behind for a moment there. Owen asks, thoughts on your having to return back to Central Coast Mariners between the semi and the final? Yeah, look, it's surprising. I thought, even as a Mariners fan, like, I think we maybe expected to see Savigny still involved with Heidelberg. We weren't sure, to be honest, in regards to how long Savigny's loan was for. He left the Mariners on loan in January, and I think there was a sense that it was just a year-long loan, and maybe he was going to come back, in the coming January. And maybe he was going to stick around with Heidelberg even for the Australian Championship season. We didn't know for sure. But Savigny is back now with Central Coast Mariners, back training, been involved in some trial matches. It's a great boost for Central Coast Mariners to have him back on loan for the upcoming A-League season, but it's a big loss for Heidelberg, isn't it? Yes, isn't that funny, man? Leo Sam 23 highlighting here that I'm sure you guys have heard this as well. The son of Newcastle's owner plays for Heidelberg. Yeah, Max Bassetto. Yeah, it's quite incredible, isn't it? It's quite incredible. Heidelberg United got such a good defensive structure. That's Yotis and Grozos. Ooh. Buljawac with the challenge there on Shushnia. Is it another yellow? Is it? It is. Yes, another yellow indeed. This time for Buljawac. See, that's interesting. They've got an interesting duel here developing. Looking at the challenge. Yeah, it was a bit late. I don't know if that's... I mean, Owen reckons it should be a red. I don't even know if it should have been a booking. Like, the contact wasn't anything crazy. Yeah, I don't know. But that's interesting. It was... So Shushnia got booked for fouling Buljawac about 5-10 minutes ago. And now Buljawac has been booked for fouling Shushnia. So, very interesting duel developing there. Already so entertaining, says A-League X. That's right, man. It's been a great watch so far. Over half an hour into this game. Appreciate you guys joining us for this live watch along the Cup final. We've been doing a bunch of live watch alongs throughout this Australia Cup. Ever since the round of 32 kicked off, we did a big stream, one of those match days where we had 4 games on. Always love doing those live watch alongs when we got all those simultaneous kickoffs. We were live for the semi-finals as well, and now here we are, the Australia Cup final. An unusually long wait in between the semi-finals and the Australia Cup final. But we are here. And it's I tell you what, I love this too, because this is a great, we'll come back to that. Yokokawa's in behind. His shot is blocked. I love having the Australia Cup final at this stage, you know, in pre-season, where just a couple of weeks out from the A-League, and also now it's a bit of a curtain raiser for the Australian Championship as well. And it's awesome to have, you know, you've got a club in the A-League and a club in the Australian Championship playing in the Australia Cup final. Like, this is just the perfect curtain raiser for the Australian Championship and the A-League men's seasons kicking off in the coming weeks. It's great. Dynamic Paul, thanks very much for the very kind super chat, mate. Once again, very much appreciate that, as Newcastle Jets almost get him behind again. Dynamic Paul asks, how do you think Graham Arnold is doing with the Iraq national team? And do you think he can qualify them for the World Cup? Also, imagine Heidelberg playing against Al Nassr at home and Ronaldo comes on. I mean, to be fair, I think Al Nassr probably play in the ACL Elite, so they're probably in a different competition. Hey, to be honest, I haven't been following Graham Arnold's time at Iraq. Has he been doing all right? You guys can let me know. Obviously, it was announced earlier this year that Graham Arnold joined up with Iraq as the head coach from the national team. And we wish him all the best. Arnie. He certainly had some great moments with the Socceroos. Of course, we shouldn't forget the 2022 World Cup. Arnie getting the Socceroos to the round of 16. Fantastic World Cup run. Graham Arnold, one of the more successful coaches in the A-League, winning the championship with Mariners and Sydney FC. Don't know, Paul, thanks very much for that kind super chat, mate. Appreciate it. And Dynamic Paul says he's got them into the 3rd round and needs to top his group to qualify. Dude, because it's Arnie, I hope they do. I hope they do qualify. It'd be awesome. It'd be awesome for Arnie. Great to see. Hunter says, I wish that the Cup and the A-League were on at the same time, but it would be unfair to the NPL sides unless one of the season moves their schedule. Yeah, it's tricky, isn't it, man? It's tricky. I know what you mean. Because it is a shame. It is a shame that some of the A-League clubs sort of treat it as a bit of a pre-season tournament. It is a shame. So, and if it was running like midweek, I think if it was running midweek in the A-League season, it could get hectic too with all the travel, you know. Like, it's different in maybe like a smaller European country, as in like smaller, like size-wise. But in Australia, you know, like in the round of 32 in the Cup this year, you had Perth Glory playing Wellington Phoenix. You know, and that's not a short trip at all, as we know. Heavy contact on Tommy Aquilina. It was Fulton who came flying in. The offside flag was up already. But there's a bit of a stoppage here for Aquilina, who's being treated. Hopefully he's all right. So, hey, halftime isn't far away, dude. This first half has actually gone by pretty quick, hasn't it? No, I don't believe they're brothers, as far as I'm aware. Max Burgess and Cameron Burgess. Dynamic Paul says, it would be great to see Iraq qualify and imagine they get Australia in the World Cup. Popovich versus Arnold would be a great tactical duel. Yeah, and they would have, I'm trying to remember, well, they definitely met in the A-League 2013 Grand Final, Mariners and Wanderers. So yeah, that would be a fun rematch. So, will we get any more goals before the halftime break? I sense that the scores may stay the same till halftime. I think both coaches will be happy to take this score line to the halftime sheds. Aquilina has been strapped up, got the bandages on his head, treating that wound. Hopefully he's okay. Ooh, Rose has just tumbled. Lucky Rose was breaking in behind, and he reckons he was fouled. And dude, I mean, if it was a foul, probably threw on goal. Probably would have been a red card. Referee not interested at all. So this game is sort of the chances have dwindled, I think, in the last 10 minutes, haven't they? It's been a bit of a tussle, a bit of a midfield tussle for the last 10 minutes. Showing a replay. I mean, I don't know. Lockie Rose looking for the foul. There wasn't much contact from Lethlean, if any. Super here saying Lockie Rose is flopping too much. Buljawatch down the left. Here comes Heidelberg. Sends it across, but no one's there to meet it. Tell you what, both teams look really well matched. Again, it's so impressive. This Heidelberg United team, man. Just incredible what they've done this tournament. And you know, they matched Newcastle Jets pretty well in this game. Great run from Buljawatch, man. Top striker. Come on, Heidelberg, says Dynamic. Corner coming up for the Burgers. I mean, if they could get a second goal here before halftime, Heidelberg United, that would be huge for them. Final score predictions asks Owen. I mean, not. It's tough. Dude, it really is tough. Like, it genuinely is hard to call. Corner comes in, it's cleared away. Like, it is so difficult to call, and that's why in my prediction, my preview video that we did on the channel earlier in the week, I said 1-1. I did say 1-1 by the end, and I said Heidelberg to win on penalties. But as we know, it's just open to anyone, hey? Ryan Lethlean, has he caught a knock too? Off that corner, yeah. Oh, there's an elbow almost. Stray arm, perhaps. Ryan Lethlean, the goal scorer for Heidelberg United. Yeah, maybe a bit of a shoulder, a bit of an elbow. Completely accidental, but he's currently being treated as well. So we are in the final minutes of this first half now. Interesting comment there from Lightning. It says Newcastle needed to concede to play well. Well, it certainly gave them a bit of a wake-up call. It was the wake-up call they needed. Because, again, that opening 5 minutes was just terrible. Oh, Bertoncello's in for the Jets. Tell you what, Xavier Bertoncello did really well to get a cross in there. He was under pressure. Couldn't find a teammate. Oh, it's an interesting question from Dynamic here, who asks, if they can win, they'll play their ACL 2 games at Amy Park, as there's no way the AFC would let them play their current ground. Yeah, it's an interesting one. You're probably right. Hey, you're probably, like, if Heidelberg United get through to the ACL 2, probably would be Amy Park. Yeah. Or I wonder if they'd let them play here at Lakeside Stadium. Maybe. Perhaps. Great contingent of Newcastle Jets fans on that far side, the right side of that grandstand. The Jets with a slow build-up, trying to work their way through. Burgess. The shot goes wide from Dobson. They're moving the ball around really well, Newcastle Jets, tonight. They are. And so, like, Max Burgess, It's still just unbelievable how Sydney FC just didn't give any sort of opportunity to Max Burgess in the A-League last season. He was just completely frozen out of that squad. Clearly wanted him out. They didn't play him at all. And he comes to Newcastle Jets and he's just showing his value. I've always rated Max Burgess. He's a top player, man. And he's been great. He's been so good in the Australia Cup so far for the Jets. So you'd imagine we'll probably get a few minutes added on. We've had a couple stoppages for injuries. The Newcastle Jets appear to be ending the first half as the stronger of the two sides. Crossos wide for Aquilina. Heidelberg United. Strong in defence. Lightning us, where does Kane Vidmar play? Don't know if he currently has a club. He was on the books at Western United last season, but yeah, I'm not sure if anyone knows. I don't know if he signed. He hasn't signed with an A-League club, as far as I'm aware. Super asks, do you know why Max was frozen out at Sydney? No, I don't know if anyone knows. Hey, I mean, clearly Ufuk Talay just wanted to go in a different direction. I mean, maybe Ufuk Talay just. Maybe for Sydney FC, the plan was to play more youth, to play younger players. And look, Max Burgess, still a fantastic player. He's got that experience as well. But look, I don't know, man. It is certainly an interesting one, thinking about the Max Burgess situation at Sydney last year. It's a shame that he wasn't able to make, get an opportunity, because there was probably many times where they could have thrown him into the team and they didn't. Vidmar's the free agent, yeah. Kane Vidmar. Corner coming up for Newcastle. We've got 4 minutes added on, by the way. 4 minutes added on. This has been overall a very, very entertaining first half in the Australia Cup final. Set up very nicely indeed. And almost from the corner, Shushnya. Very close. But couldn't find the back of the net. Alex Shushnya, it sort of came off his shoulder. Yeah, it almost looked like it went in, didn't it, there for a moment? So it's 1-1. Half-time whistle just around the corner. Stick around at half-time. Love to get your thoughts on this game so far. If you guys have any more questions or comments regarding anything Australian football, or the Socceroos squad that has just been released, we can talk about that. We've got the Socceroos games coming up next week. Australian Championship and A-League seasons are around the corner as well. Matildas are back in action later this month. Also, it's a busy time, busy month in Australian football. And of course, the young Socceroos, who have a big game coming up tomorrow morning, and we will be doing a live watch along for that game as well. So we'd love for you guys to join us tomorrow morning as Yokokawa's in the box. Idara, Heidelberg United, looking to regain the lead late in the half. Goal kick. So, very excited for that young Socceroos game tomorrow. Hopefully we get a big win, because we need it. Because Australia needs a big win tomorrow at the Under-20 World Cup. So, I mean, I wonder which of these two coaches are probably happier with this game so far. I feel like both are probably content. I feel like both head coaches might be content. I think John Anastasiades is probably okay with how this game has gone so far. Like, he's probably all right. I think Mark Milligan probably would want maybe a bit more from his side. I think Mark Milligan again will be furious with the way his team started this game. But the way they responded and got that goal pretty soon after was good. They've had a lot of the ball. They've created some good chances. but they want to make sure they're in the lead. They want to get in front. That's an interesting question, Dynamic. Do you think Lecky will get selected for the World Cup? I don't think so. I don't think so. And look, the only reason why is injuries. Yokokawa's in almost for Heidelberg. Coming to the end of this first half. Yeah, it is an interesting question there, Dynamic, who asks, do you think Lecky will get selected for the World Cup? Injuries, like, he's out with injury again. He missed the Champions League game for City midweek. So I still think Lecky's a top player. And I think he's capable of being one of the top players in the A-League. And he's looking great playing as a midfielder these days, isn't he? He was so good in the A-League Grand Final a few months back. But because of injuries, he won't get there. He won't, unfortunately. Which is a shame, because I actually see a world. I see a reality, like Doctor Strange, looking through all the realities. I see a reality where Matt Lecky's in that World Cup squad. I think he could play a really important role with his experience. He obviously knows how to perform on that stage at a World Cup. We will always remember that fantastic goal against Denmark. But yeah, it's half-time in the Australia Cup final. It is Heidelberg United 1, Newcastle Jets 1. This has been a really great game so far. It's been enjoyable to watch from a neutral point of view. I'm sure if you're a fan of either of these sides, probably been a pretty nervy watch up to this point. Great start for Heidelberg United. They were electric in the opening 5 minutes. Great opening goal there. Collins setting up leftly and the defenders combining off the set piece. And just terrible defending from Newcastle Jets for that first goal. And then a good response from Newcastle, wasn't it? 21 minutes in, Max Burgess with the equaliser. Nicely worked goal for the Jets on that occasion as well. Looking at the stats from Google, isn't this interesting, folks? 7 shots for both teams, and it's Heidelberg who actually have 3 on target. But check out that possession. No surprises. 70% to Newcastle Jets. Even the passes, man. Way more passes for the Jets, and pass accuracy is a lot higher for Newcastle as well. 1 yellow card for either side. Buljawach and Alex Shushnia with the cards. But that is interesting, isn't it? Like, the shots are the same. So, like, that's the thing. We did say pre-game, Heidelberg United are really good on the counter-attack. When they get driving forward, they are hard to stop. So Newcastle Jets maybe have to do a little bit better with trying to nullify those chances for Heidelberg, because they actually have looked dangerous on that counter-attack. But yeah, Newcastle Jets been really peppering the goal there. G'day Ethan. Sue says, come on Heidelberg. Rhonda and Tony, g'day, says, with a comment here regarding the young Socceroos at the Under-20 World Cup, says, need Spain and Brazil to draw, and young Socceroos have to have a big win. Yes, yeah, like, we need to get a big win tomorrow morning, and we need all the results to go away, so fingers crossed. Going back to that World Cups discussion for the Socceroos, Dynamic says, I see reality where Lecky and Bajic play. Yeah, like Bajic is probably still in the conversation as well for left wing back. Yeah, Jordi Boss is number 1. There's no doubt about that now. As is Bajic with a good A-League campaign, could be in the World Cup again. I could see it. Yeah, I could see it again with his experience. You need those experienced players at a World Cup. But you've got some other guys who could come in there. But Bajic could well be number 2 for that position. Interesting question from person 1201. Do you think the Australian Championship can be more viewed / attended than the A-League? I don't think so. I mean, viewership, I hopefully would be great, and it's great that the games are on SBS, free to wear. Well, some of them are on the main channel. I think a lot of the games, I believe all the games are on like their app, the SBS. I know like the Saturday. I think it's the Saturday games. Some of the Saturday games are on SBS's main TV channel. I don't think it'll be as well attended as the A-League. You've still got a lot of A-League clubs who are getting great attendances. Auckland, Melbourne Victory, 5 figures. Sydney FC getting 5 figures as well. So it'd be great. Don't get me wrong. Would love to see huge crowd numbers in the Australian Championship, but I don't think we'll see that. G'day, Troy. Good evening, mate. Who says, hi, Lockie. What a game. Very close and physical too. Yeah. As a cup final, it's been great. It's been really enjoyable so far. That's right, Water, who says, heck yeah, SBS, the OG home of football in Australia. Chicken Nuggy. G'day, G'day Chicken, who says, I reckon Jets will take this home. Lightning here regarding the Australian Championships. The South Melbourne and Sydney Olympic will be packed. Yeah, that's the opening fixture. And it's at this stadium too, isn't it? Isn't it, Lightning? It's at the stadium that this game is being played at. Lakeside Stadium, home in South Melbourne. South Melbourne hosting Sydney Olympic. So yeah, it should be a great crowd. Talking about Socceroos, Tan Lee says, I hope Popovic has a look at Italiano and Elder. Yeah, two guys who could definitely jump into that left wing-back role. Italiano is someone who I wanted to see called up for this upcoming window for Australia. Lightning's going to be there for that opening match in the championship. Love it. Hopefully it is a great crowd, eh? Hopefully it is. Dynamic Paul asks, what happened to Garen Kowal? Is there a reason he got frozen out of the Socceroos? It's a shame that he just wasn't able to get game time at Newcastle United. Obviously, it's a break into a good Premier League side there, but sent out on loan and struggled with injuries for a little bit, I think, Garen Kowal. So, yeah, it's no other reason aside from, it's always so competitive, the Socceroos squads. So, yeah. Yeah, hopefully he does make a comeback for the Socceroos at some point in the future. Garen Kowal, we know he's over at Sparta Prague now, and hopefully he has a great season there. He's made a couple of appearances there already. I don't think he's scored yet for his new club, but Garen Kowal, we know he's a talented player. We remember him making that impact at the World Cup 2022. Very talented player. Big call from Lightning. Says Lawrence Wong is going to be the next Kuehl. Goodness me, that's a huge prediction. Lawrence Wong is certainly a very, very talented player. Dynamic Pool also asks what happened to Garen Kowal and Nabil. Yeah, similar thing with Nabil, like those wide positions where Garen Kowal and Nabil play are so competitive. So many quality players there. And Nabil, yeah, he's playing over in I think he's in the second division in Spain. And yeah, he's sort of been a little bit out of favour for the Socceroos recently. But I remember he was in that camp about a year ago, wasn't he? Just over a year ago, I think he was involved with the Socceroos against Bahrain, from memory. Jackson Irvine is still out injured, as far as we're aware. Got some great questions coming in here. A lot of Socceroos-related questions. When is McGree going to be playing again? Great question. I'd love the answer, man. I'd love the answer. Hopefully soon, eh? He's unfortunately struggled with injuries a lot. I don't think Ail Mabil's Socceroos career is over. I think he could still make a push. I don't think he's at Switzerland anymore. He was at Grasshopper in Switzerland, maybe a year ago or so. But I'm pretty sure he's in Spain, second division now. Cadiz, excuse my pronunciation. I don't know the correct pronunciation for that club, but there we go. Thanks to Lightning. Yeah, playing for a club in Spain. Will Volpato play for Australia? I don't think so. I think if he wanted to, we would have seen it already. It feels like Christian Volpato has been in the conversation. Like, fans have been wanting him to play for Australia for years now, and he hasn't been called up. So, yeah, I get the sense. It's just my own speculation, but it seems like he doesn't want to play for Australia, which is fine. We could respect his decision. Lee asks, will Velupale make the squad? I know Popovic likes him. Well, it'll be interesting to see what happens when the A-League gets back underway. Papa hasn't picked any A-League players for these last couple of squads because the A-League hasn't been happening. Need to get the season longer in the A-League. So it's all about Velupale's form. It's all about how he goes performing in the A-League. If he's performing for Melbourne Victory, he has another good season, he could return for the Socceroos. Hunter asks, championship season starts next week. Who do you think may win it all? No reason why Heidelberg United can't. They've been so good in NPL Victoria this season. Obviously, they're here in the Australia Cup final. Who says they'll probably be favourites? Heidelberg United will probably be favourites in the Australian Championship this season. Look, I think all the Victorian clubs will be good. Preston Lions, South Melbourne, Avondale should be strong. I think Sydney United could have a good run in the Cup. Apia Leichhardt, now known as West's Apia for the tournament. West's Apia could have a good run in the championship as well. We've got some great questions coming in here. Keep them coming. Person 1201 asks, was Segacic selected in this international window? If now, how do you feel about that? No, so, well, yeah, he wasn't. He missed out, unfortunately. If now, how do you feel about that? Not sure what you mean by that question. But I assume you ask, like, how do I feel about Segacic missing out on the squad? I'm disappointed. I think we're all disappointed. But I am curious to see what happens with the players that have been included. So you've got D'Agostino, Arzani in there, who I think we're maybe a bit surprised to see named. So Popovic is trying something different for these friendlies, and we'll see what happens. Dynamic Paul asks, what happened to Redmayne? He hasn't been selected for the Socceroos for ages. Well, he wasn't playing last season for Sydney FC. He was on the bench. And to be fair, the other goalkeepers have probably taken over. The goalkeeper position feels maybe as strong as ever right now for the Socceroos. In Matty Ryan, Paul Izzo, Joe Gauci. 3 very, very good goalkeepers. So it's going to be hard for anyone else to break into the squad, I think, all the way to I think those 3 guys will be our goalkeepers at the World Cup next year. I don't think anyone's breaking into the squad in that goalkeeper position. Lightning reckon South Melbourne's going to win the Oz Championship. Leo Center 23 says, I would love to see Craig Goodwin and Jackson Irvine back in the Socceroos. Yeah, Craig Goodwin's an interesting one. I think, again, if he has a good season in the A-League, which he probably will, because when he's playing in the A-League, he does very, very well. So Goodwin could return. Owen, MacArthur SC fan, reckons Keely Adamson should be picked. And, yeah, it doesn't look like he's been playing super regularly for QPR in the championship. So that's maybe a worrying one for Adamson. But we know he's a top player as well. And Leo Center 23 asks, just curious, when will your A-League Match 1 predictions be? The same week as the A-League starts, I'm expecting? Yes. Yeah. We generally do. We'll be aiming to do the prediction videos on either Wednesday or Thursday. So, yeah, it'll be a few days before the season starts. Our ladder prediction will be coming out at some point, probably next weekend. I'm still finalising my A-League ladder prediction. It's a big one. It's always a big one. We always love doing the ladder predictions. Chicken asks, now that it's 1-1, what do you think will happen? Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it goes to penalties. I wouldn't be surprised if this game goes to penalties. Seriously, I think this team, you just look at the stats, like this team is pretty well matched. Yeah, it's hard to say. And like, I wouldn't be surprised even if it goes 2-2. But it was really interesting seeing, Heidelberg score, sat back. Newcastle Jets managed to get that goal. And then when Newcastle Jets had that goal, all of a sudden Heidelberg United started to push again and started to look dangerous. So even if one of these teams take the lead, it's not over. It's not over, dude. Like, if Newcastle Jets take the lead, Heidelberg United are going to go for it. And from what we've seen so far tonight, Heidelberg United have looked really dangerous going forward. So, I could see them getting a second. That sums it up perfectly. Lightning. Hey, game's going to be back and forwards. Yeah, backwards, forwards. It's felt like that, hasn't it? Even though Jets have had a lot of the ball. Yeah, it's been pretty hectic. Interesting question, person 1201. Interesting question. I'm going to go get a quick drink, top up of the beverage, and we'll be back to answer that question in just a moment. Second half, just around the corner, guys. Second half about to get underway in this game, Australia Cup final. Question here from person 1201 before we get into the second half. We did great at the last World Cup, but it was more letting the other team have possession and countering. Do you think in the near future we'll be able to be the better team with more possession? Well, at this rate, no, because the way Tony Popovich plays, he plays a very defensive-minded game. So, yeah, I think that's going to be the game plan for Australia going forward. The second half is underway, folks. We have kickoff for the second period. Okay, we saw Heidelberg make a very, very bright start at the start of the game in the first half. Do they make a bright start to the second half here? That's the question. That is the question. Don't think we've got any substitutions at this point heading into the second half. No changes to the lineups. Great that this game's on free-to-air as well. Everyone in Australia, you can watch it for free. The Australia Cup final. Heidelberg United 1, Newcastle Jets 1. Such a big occasion for both of these teams. Lightning asks thoughts on Bruno Fornaroli joining Avondale. Great signing for Avondale. What a signing. And it's great that, yeah, Fornaroli is going to be playing in the Australian Championship. Huge signing. And Sonny's surprised to hear that Fornaroli joined Avondale. That's right. So, Newcastle Jets. It's quite interesting looking at the benches for both teams. Newcastle Jets with a very youthful bench as well tonight. A lot of young players. If we just scroll down and take a look as well. I mean, yeah, for Newcastle, I mean, Ben Gibson, wouldn't be surprised if he features. Striker for Newcastle Jets on the bench. Especially if the Jets are chasing this game at some point. Lockie Bayliss, versatile midfielder, could be involved as well. And a number of these young guys, really talented players. Nunes, promising youngster at Newcastle Jets. So, Heidelberg United looking to get on the front foot early. McGowan for Buljuach. Buljuach trying to get around. Does really well too. Tell you what, man, Buljuach is proving to be a real tricky player for these Newcastle Jets defenders. Mark Natter, very poor giving away the ball there. And Newcastle Jets were almost punished on that occasion. So the Jets looking to go long through Lockie Rose down the left. Rose looking to cut it. Great defending. Ben Collins. I tell you what, if you're an A-League team looking for a centre-back, look no further than Benjamin Collins, who has A-League experience with Western United in the past. Now the captain of Heidelberg United. He's been so impressive every time I've watched him this season. Ben Collins at the back. Got the assist for Heidelberg United's goal as well, of course. 49 minutes in, 1-1. 7 shots on goal for each team so far. Really appreciate you guys joining us for this live watch tonight. This is a big one. Australia Cup final. I remember we were live for the Cup final last season as well. Macarthur FC, Melbourne victory. That's a narrow win for the Bulls on that occasion. Another Australia Cup final in Melbourne. Wilmering gets the cross in for Rose. Well, that's the chance for Lockie Rose. He really has to bury that. It's a corner. I mean, maybe the cross was just ahead of him. And Hunter here with a comment on Lockie Rose. Yeah, the ball was just ahead. It was tricky for Rose there, to be fair. Hunter says, Lockie Rose hasn't played 90 minutes a lot, so I can see Gibson coming on at about the 70th minute mark. Yeah, so far this tournament, we've seen those guys sort of both have that striker role. So, great chance. Looked like a handball. The shot comes in. Grozos, well wide of the goal, unfortunately. Dude, it looked like a sneaky handball somewhere in there. Was that just me? Did you guys see a sneaky handball? I thought I saw something. Replay's going to be interesting. Wilmering in swinger. Maybe not. Maybe just bounced off the body. Ali, what, dude? There's so much space on the left here for Heidelberg on the attack. De Soto down the line for Fulton, who will cross away by Natta. Okay. Good start to the second half. Both teams look pretty keen to get forward by the looks of things, eh? Lightning says we need a Riley McGree scorpion kick from Newcastle. They would love that, wouldn't they? Wouldn't they just? One of the greatest goals in Australian footballing history. There's no doubt about that. Riley McGree scorpion kick in the semi-final against Melbourne City 2018. Heidelberg United are in the box, but the Jets are there to clean it up. So this is continuing in the same the second half is continuing in the same fashion as how that first half ended, where it was pretty end to end, pretty open, pretty it was scrappy at times, physical. There's been a number of fouls, 6 fouls, Heidelberg, 7 fouls for Newcastle. There's Anuma dropping deep, looking a little bit heavy, but it will find Aquilina in the end. Great ball, in fact, and it's through for Dobson. Dobson won't shoot. He holds it up. Should have gone for the shot, surely. And Mizanum was closed down. Will Dobson, what a chance. You thought the angle was like, it was a bit wide out, but Dobson's in again. Oh, Burgess, surely. Oh, what a block. Burton shallow. It's bouncing around and Heidelberg clear. Oh, goodness. Great opportunity for the Jets. Great chance. They just needed to go for it there, Newcastle. It felt like they were holding off on the attempt at goal. They were just like, passing it around, knocking it around. Just someone go for it. Newcastle Jets still on the attack, still on the front foot. Nice little bit of momentum building here for the Jets. Okay. Susnia, Wilmering, Dobson. Newcastle Jets on the ball. Heidelberg United sitting a little bit deep now. It was a good chance indeed. Late 23. And a shot goes wide for the Newcastle Jets from range. Person 1201 highlights that it's quite interesting hearing the commentators talking about the day jobs of the Heidelberg players. I mean, that's the thing that makes this just so incredible. Like, obviously, yeah, Heidelberg United aren't, like, NPL Victoria isn't a like fully professional league like the A-League men's, so just incredible that they're here at this stage. Sam asks, is the Australian Championship a professional competition or still semi-pro? I think it's still technically. I actually don't know. I'm pretty sure it's still technically semi-pro. Someone smarter than me can let us know in the live chat. As Wilmering's trying to get behind down the left. Oh, good touch, Dobson. Tees it up for Burgess. Nice play, but good defending. Lesiotis holding off Burgess. Real defensive test here for Heidelberg United, who are having to do a lot of defending. Newcastle trying to find the space, trying to find the gaps, the weakness in the system. Again, such a big moment in the first half. Heidelberg United conceding their first goal of this of the final rounds in the cup. They have been breached. Will they be breached again? "55 minutes into this match, folks. 55 minutes. Anthony Lesiotis is going to receive some treatment. Good start to the second half. Newcastle Jets with some good opportunities a moment ago. Needed to find the back of the net. You just wonder how long until we see some substitutions made here for either side. These lineups here come from Google. Again, Jets playing more, somewhat. It's quite a fluid formation. These players are rotating around quite a lot, but it does appear to be more of a 4-3-3, to my eyes at least. With Dobson and Burgess playing centrally, just ahead of Grozos, Bertoncello, and Mizunuma sort of playing as those wingers, if you like. And this 4-3-3 formation has worked really well for Jets in the Cup so far, and I'm very fascinated to see how it goes in the A-League. So there's not too many teams who play a 4-3-3 in the A-League. I mean, Melbourne City often play that sort of system quite a lot. Wilmering's away down the left here for Newcastle. He's been in good form, Tony Wilmering. Scored a cracking goal against Cooks Hill United in the round of 16. And looks like he'll be the starting left back for the Jets this year, once again. So it feels like now that Newcastle Jets have really got a good amount of control on this game. They look to be fairly comfortable at the moment, hey? Heidelberg United struggling to sort of get things going moving forward. Newcastle Jets appear to be getting into their groove now. There we go. Thanks for that update, Hunter. 10 shots, 2 on target for the Jets. 7 shots, 3 on target for Heidelberg. There you go. It was all level at halftime, wasn't it? With 7 shots either way. And you can see Newcastle Jets with a few more opportunities already in this second half. But can they find the lead for the first time in this Cup final, Australia Cup final? Winning this game will mean that the team will be crowned winners of the Australia Cup for 2025. But not only that, they will also be participating in the Asian Champions League 2 next season. Huge, huge prize on the cards. Lightning asks, how do you think South Melbourne will go in the OFC Pro League? I'm very curious to see how they go, man. It's obviously going to be very interesting because they're coming up against such a variety of clubs. But, of course, I say the same thing when we see the A-League teams play in the Asian competitions. I hope South Melbourne do really, really well. We want to see the Aussie teams do well, man. Jamar, first time watcher and subscriber. Thanks for subscribing, mate. Really appreciate it. And glad you found the channel and you're watching along. Ball comes in. Mizunuma. Can't find a teammate with the header. And Bissetto. Max Bissetto trying to get things going down the left for Heidelberg. I don't really watch the AFL too much. My team that I do support is GWS Giants. But I can't say I watch the AFL all that much. Dobson does well to get around. And, oh, great chance for the Jets. Mizunuma, just not enough direction and power on it. But I'll tell you what, Will Dobson's looking dangerous in this second half, especially. He's looking very, very good. Getting into some good areas and creating some headaches for Heidelberg's defence. Heidelberg, can they get something going here? They haven't really had much going forward in this whole second half. Jets have won the ball half the pitch. This is a chance. Burton Shello, smart ball, but a little bit too much on it. He was looking for that switch of play for Mizunuma. So, we have just ticked past the hour mark in the Australia Cup Final 2025. An hour of football played. It is 1-1. It is all square on the scoreline. Long ball down. Oh, Borjawach is going to get to this. Delianov has retreated to his line. Very interesting. Well, very interesting indeed. And Heidelberg have a corner. James Delianov. I mean, I'm no goalkeeping expert, but I thought he should have come out for that. Surely Delianov has to come out to claim that, or at least coming with like a sliding challenge. Borjawach was able to get onto it, but James Delianov, surely there was enough time and space for him to get to that pass first. And out of nothing, Heidelberg have a corner. Yokokawa was going to send in an out-swinging corner. The delivery's all right, and the header's on target from Fulton, but it's a pretty routine save for James Delianov. Delianov now at Newcastle Jets, former Adelaide United goalkeeper. And maybe not, didn't necessarily have a starting position there at the Reds. Let go by Adelaide United, now at Newcastle Jets, and looks like he will be the starting goalkeeper at the Newcastle club this season. Lining says the goalkeeper chose the right thing. He wouldn't win the ball, you reckon? Hey, we've got the first change of the game. Dowell's coming on. Number 15 for Heidelberg. And I'll tell you what, Newcastle Jets are preparing a double change. And so those two players we did highlight earlier, Ben Gibson and Lockie Bayliss, are set to come on for Newcastle, whereas Schockdale is going to enter the game here for Heidelberg. So, Schockdale on for Bissetto. Bissetto did look good on that left side tonight. And how about this? Lockie Rose is departing the field after just an hour of football here in the Cup Final. Ben Gibson. Some Newcastle Jets fans possibly maybe would have expected Ben Gibson to start tonight. Ben Gibson now enters from the bench, and we also had Lockie Bayliss coming on for Will Dobson. Surprising, as we were just saying a moment ago, Will Dobson, I thought it looked looking really bright to start the second half, but he's off, and Lockie Bayliss is on. Lockie Bayliss, talented midfield player. So, heavy touch from Bayliss. His first involvement. Heidelberg United trying to win it, but Bayliss wins it back, but he gives it away. Bit of back and forth in the midfield. Forward pass. Heidelberg United looking to get some chances happening. Free kick for the Jets. Yeah, like Owen says, early sub there for Lockie Rose. For a striker like Lockie Rose, he's probably disappointed in this cup final that he's only been given an hour. Probably reckons that he could have had more of an impact with more time on the pitch. But Ben Gibson is a good striker as well. Yeah. Sonny asks, who is Adelaide's current goalkeeper? Well, I have signed Dutch goalkeeper Joshua Smits, so I think the expectation is that he will be the new number 1 for Adelaide. But they've got 2 good young goalkeepers there, and Ethan Cox and Max Bartoli as well, so they'll be coming through the ranks as well. But yeah, Joshua Smits, new signing at the Reds. He should be their starting goalkeeper. That's right, Hunter. Yeah, he was 10 minutes off on the prediction. Lockyer is coming up at the 60-minute mark. Or just ahead of that rather than 70. But you were close, man. You were close. 64 minutes, still 1-1. And again, it feels like extra time. Like, even though this game might have just under half an hour to go, it feels like it could be much, much more. Extra time could be utilised. Would not be surprised at all. So far, there haven't really been any clear-cut... I mean, Newcastle's chance had a good opportunity in the box about 10 minutes ago. Aside from that, there hasn't really been any clear-cut chances, you know what I mean? The first half, there were some great chances for both teams. Ali with some space. Up from right back for Heidelberg. Cuts it back from McGowan. Heidelberg with a rare second half attack. Ali, good strength shown by the defender. And now it is a corner. Wilmering is upset with the decision. And I think I feel for Wilmering there. I think it did ricochet off Ali last. Replays are going to be interesting. I mean, it's actually hard to tell. I think it did come off Wilmering last, in fact. So it's a corner Heidelberg. Here we go. Here we go. Can they regain the lead from a set piece? Yokokawa. Third corner of the match for Heidelberg. Deep delivery. It's found Collins. Aquilina sends it up. It's not fully cleared, dude. It's not fully cleared. It's nervy stuff at the back here for the Jets. Shock down. Lesiotis. Trying to keep it alive. Jets trying to win at half the park. Yokokawa has it on the right for Heidelberg. Good cross. Misses teammates, though. "66 minutes, players." Yokokawa. Low cross is good. Oh, almost for Jawatch. That was a dangerous delivery, dude. Across the floor by Yokokawa. Great cross. Hunter says, if Jets played a 4-4-2, Gibson and Rose would be a good duo playing up top. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing with the way the Jets play. They play with one recognised striker, so there isn't really a chance for them to play together. But that would be interesting, wouldn't it? Yeah, Gibson, Rose playing together, hey. Hunter also says, come on, Jets, let's get to Asia. Lightning says, I would super chat, but I'm broke. No worries, mate. No worries. No need to super chat to join the conversation, but do really appreciate the support. Shout outs as well to our super chats earlier tonight. Boston with one earlier on. Dynamic Pool with a couple of very kind super chats as well. Shout out to Dynamic Pool earlier tonight. Really appreciate the support for the channel, but just appreciate you guys being here. And yeah, man, because we're just all about just creating this community, like-minded Australian football fans. Another change. Akil Rafi's on. Adara is off. Midfield substitution there for Heidelberg United. Adara, really hard-working midfielder. Doing a lot of defensive work tonight. And Rafi's on. So, the second half is ticking by nicely. Lockie Bayliss. That looked like a foul. Yeah, it was. Now, this is another yellow card, this time for Fulton. It didn't look like a great challenge. Fulton a little bit late. Lockie Bayliss getting there first. Yeah, clear yellow card there. Studs on the top of the boot. Bit of a painful one there, I think, for Lockie Bayliss. Sonny highlights that Tottenham start soon. Yeah, you got the English Premier League. And yeah, you're right. Leeds versus Tottenham in the English Premier League getting underway shortly. Second yellow card for Heidelberg United. Just the one yellow card for the Jets. So Watchalong and Fulton now booked, I believe, for that's right, for Heidelberg, and that's Alexander Shushnyar who's got the booking for Newcastle. Alrighty. Set piece coming up for the Jets. Free kick in a good position. Probably not a great angle to shoot from. It's a fair way out, but Burgess is standing over this with the left foot, but Mizanuma's there with the right foot option there too. Mizanuma sends it in. Natsar can't get it goalwards. Still, Burgess goes for a spectacular effort. Well wide of the goal. Newcastle Jets, I mean, they probably have the better of the chances the second half. I don't think there's any debating that, but they need to really test Yaron Souza a little bit more. He hasn't been called into action, I don't think, at all in the second half, hasn't he? Yaron Souza. Top goalkeeper Yaron Souza. Was on the books of Central Coast Mariners a few years back. Hunter says, I wonder if Kota Mizanuma is high up in the Jets leadership group. I wouldn't be surprised if he was. He seems like a bit of a leader, doesn't he? He's got really good vibes about him, Kota Mizanuma. Seems like a great guy. And he was, like, it seemed like Jets fans really fell in love with him when he arrived at Newcastle Jets and just, he just seems like a top player. And it was a great re-signing to secure him again for this campaign. Newcastle Jets, they brought him in mid-season last time around, and they secured him for this season as well. Important signing, and he's a big reason why Newcastle Jets are here on this Australia Cup final day. Lightning says Ange Postecoglou might get sacked. Yeah, I mean, I don't think he will get sacked anytime soon, but I mean, if the results keep going for his club side, Nottingham Forest, then yeah. It's not looking great for Ange Postecoglou, which is a shame. We want to see our former Socceroos head coach there, Ange Postecoglou, do well. Great to see him win that Europa League last season with Tottenham Hotspur. Here comes Heidelberg. Cross comes in. Bit too much on it, and it's away from the attackers. Chock down the left. Great opportunity and a rare attack. Great work in the middle. That was Ali. What play through the middle, the little spin and the release as well. Tell you what, man, there's some really, really top players for Heidelberg United in the squad. Very impressive. Hunter highlights, just going back to that Mizanuma comment. Hunter says he's 7 games unbeaten after Mizanuma came on mid-season last year. Yes, we remember Newcastle Jets had a great run of form. I remember they beat some top sides. They beat Adelaide away. I remember that was a huge win for Jets last season. They beat Melbourne City away, and they were trying to keep that finals dream alive in the A-League. Weren't able to get there in the end, but yeah, Mizanuma has been a top signing for the Jets. And he'll be so important for them this season. Here comes Heidelberg again in the box. Lesiotis. Trying to find the gap. Bit of a tame effort in the end. Comfortable for Delianov. Don't forget, we will be live in just over 12 hours' time. We're going to be live tomorrow morning for the Young Socceroos final group stage game in the Under-20 World Cup. A must-win game for Australia to keep the dream alive at that time. Burton Shellow's in behind. Great chance for the Jets. Oh, just wide. Well, I've been really impressed with Xavier Burton-Shello in this Australia Cup run. He's been very, very good. And he was so close for the Jets. That was a great chance. Great ball in behind. And the ball fell kindly to him. So close. Just curled wide. Do you ever sleep? Yes, I do. We'll be going to sleep after this game, and then we get up, and then we've got another game straight after that, man. Eat, sleep. What's the saying? Eat, sleep, drink, football. Oh, here's a chance. Heidelberg United. Oh, great chance. Oh, just wide. What a miss. What a miss is Lightning. It's Yokokawa. John Anastasiadis. Can't believe it. Fulton, great ball in behind. And Yokokawa found himself through on goal. Just didn't get the finish right. He tried to, it was like a chip, but he was sort of curling it. He was like finessing it as well. Oh, just a poor finish in the end. Great chance. Great opportunity. Wow. I tell you what, I mean, Heidelberg United, we've been speaking about their counter-attacking abilities. They're showing it again tonight. They know when to get forward, to release the ball and break through on goal. They look so dangerous every time they break forward into the second half. Oh, that's a great pass! Mizunuma! Thought he was going to get to that first. The offside flag is up. Goodness me, this game's starting to open up, guys. This game is starting to open up. So, 75 minutes. 75 minutes into the Australia Cup final. Goodness me. Another change here for the Jets. Couple changes possibly as well. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Max Burgess is off. Very curious call by Mark Milligan. And the youngsters are on Oscar Fryer and Christian Bracco. Wow. Why would you bring off your best player at this point in the Cup final? Max Burgess is off the field. Unless there's maybe an injury concern or something. Very, very surprising call for me. So Christian Bracco looks like he's on into midfield now. Oscar Fryer will be playing on the wing. Looks like he's on the right wing now. Mizunuma's gone over to the left, so Bertoncello was the other player that made way. So it's the youngsters who are joining the game here for the Jets. Mizunuma, great touch in behind. Here comes Gibson. Surely, oh, come on. Ben Gibson needs to do better there. A striker in that position. Great pass in behind by Mizunuma. Ben Gibson. I mean, good defending. Leftlin and Collins did well to close him down. But Ben Gibson needs to do better there, surely. He needs to get a shot off. Gibson's got it again in the box. Lockie Bayliss is there. Look how many defenders Heidelberg have in the road. I mean, maybe I shouldn't be blaming the Jets attackers. That Heidelberg United just seem to get everyone in the way. Well, this game is entering a really interesting period now. It really is well and truly opening up. There seems to be chances for either team every minute. It's hard to keep up. And genuinely, it's hard. It's still hard to call. Let's take a quick look at the stats as well at this stage. 16 shots for the Jets, 2 on target. They need to be a little bit more ruthless. And check it out for Heidelberg United. 11 shots, 6 on target. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. And still Jets with a lot of possession. So, and we've seen a number of changes already. Again, I'm still just bewildered by that decision to bring off Max Burgess. Long throw, incredible long throw. Gibson's got on the end of this, but Collins is too strong. Hunter, with a comment earlier, said that bump into Leftlin was crucial for the defense. Of that sure goal for Gibson. I mean, it wasn't a very important defensive intervention, wasn't it, from Leftlin? They've been so good, man. Collins, Leftlin, this whole Australia Cup run, they've been incredible. Wilmering, oh! Well, almost an own goal. Yaron Souza, comfortable in the end, but Ben Collins sliding in. And here comes Heidelberg on the counter-attack. Dangerous once again. Chokdal with a delivery. Away by Nata, who's been good tonight. I mean, the energy levels. I wonder what the energy levels are at right now for these two teams. They're putting in so much. They're really racking up the kilometers at this rate. It really is end to end. Lightning says it's a very rough game. Down the left, Wilmering again in behind. It's just so much space now. Wilmering, good save. Well, Daniel Wilmering went all the way, and uncharacteristically for Heidelberg United, the defense opened up a little bit on that right-hand side. Ali must have been out of position. And Souza, who we said a moment ago hasn't really been involved in the second half, needed to make a big save there, and he did. The former Central Coast Mariner denying Newcastle Jets here. Jets corner. Third save of the game for Yaron Souza. Bit of push and shove going on in the box. Jets players getting pretty close to Souza. Ben Gibson causing a bit of a nuisance in the box. Cross comes in. Leflian's there. Chasing it. Look at this. Buljuwach. Heidelberg United on this counter-attack now. How many times have they done it tonight? Getting forward. They just look so dangerous. Yokokawa. Well, almost a mirror image of Wilmering's chance for Jets a moment ago. Yokokawa down the left, and it's a good save by Delianov. Newcastle Jets have to be wary at the back here. They're being caught out way too easily time and time again. And Heidelberg United will punish them soon, man. They really, really will. Hunter says, Jets will have selection pressure for the Mariners game in 2 weeks. Yep, big game coming up, round 1 in the A-League. F3 Derby, Sunday, October 19. Huge game for both clubs to really set the tone for the upcoming A-League season. Lightning reckons it'll go to extra time. Yeah, like I said it earlier, and it really does have that feel about it. Both teams working so hard right now. This has been a great final. It's been a really good tussle. It's been really even, really. It has been even. Again, Heidelberg United going forward. Newcastle Jets. Perhaps that's just the way Newcastle play. They get numbers forward. They attack well, but it's leaving them a little bit too exposed to the back. It's a bit concerning, isn't it? So, 82nd minute. 1-1. The broadcast. Zooming in on those Jets fans, the travelling Newcastle Jets fans who have rocked up to these games in great numbers, man. Surely hundreds of Newcastle Jets fans down in attendance, and of course, I'm sure, thousands and thousands watching across the Newcastle and Hunter region. This is a huge game for the Newcastle Jets, as it is, of course, for Heidelberg, but for the Jets. They made the grand final in the A-League Men's in 2018, lost that one in controversial circumstances. They haven't won a piece of silverware since 2008. But here comes Heidelberg. A header comes across, and it's away by Shushnya for a corner. Goodness me. Will we get a goal before the 90 minutes are up? Center 23 says, come on, Heidelberg. Troy says Heidelberg looking better right now. I probably have to agree with you. Heidelberg United are doing really well too. Again, just defending really strong. But they're getting numbers forward on the counter-attack. Their players are working so hard, and they're causing Jets a lot of issues at the back. And it feels like if anyone's going to score, it might even be Heidelberg. And as Hunter says here, Aquilina Wilmering needs to stay back a little more, it feels like. Perhaps that needs to be the plan. Yeah, it's those wide positions. It's those wide positions where the spaces are being found out, especially on Newcastle Jets' right side. Aquilina, we know, is a very attacking fullback. But there's spaces. That's a lot of spaces. So Ali's currently being treated. Looks like maybe he's got a bit of cramp. And we're going to have a corner here for Heidelberg United. Here we go. These are big moments in a cup final. Outswinger, headed back in. Shushnya's there again. Jets should get this clear. They don't. Left wing and sends it back in. It's flicked on. Surely Jets get away now. Gibson just sends it down on pitch. So, another sub being prepared on the sideline for Heidelberg. This is their third and final window of regular time, I believe. Another good long throw. Gibson's got it on the left wing. Mizunuma now playing off the left. Bracco. So, again, look at how quickly Heidelberg just set up their defensive structure. Newcastle just get on the ball and everyone is behind the ball for Heidelberg United. Almost everyone. Buljuak staying up a little bit further. Ready to go on the counter-attack. Grozos with a bit of space. Grozos, will he shoot? Grozos shoots! Oh! Just over the crossbar for Costa Grozos, who's been working really hard in defensive midfield for the Jets. Captain of this Newcastle Jets side. 23, center 23 says, I believe Heidelberg can get a late winner. Sam says here, Sam, Newcastle Jets fan, says, my feelings right now is that one Eminem song where my hands are sweaty. Is it hands are sweaty, palms are sweaty? Knees weak, palms are sweaty, something like that. Owen says, if any team scored before pens, it will be Heidelberg. But if it goes to pens, Jets wins. That's what I think, says Owen. Yeah, it feels like, Heidelberg United are starting to create the better of the chances at this stage. Klaassen has come onto the field for Heidelberg to replace McGowan on that wing, that right wing for Heidelberg. 86th minute. Heidelberg United won. Newcastle Jets won. 2 goals coming in the first half. This has been a real arm wrestle this second half. Heidelberg United utilising the counter-attack to find these opportunities. Newcastle Jets. A lot of young players on the field for them now. Again, dude, I'll tell you what, if Jets go on to lose this final, questions have to be asked of Mark Milligan. Why did you bring off Max Burgess? Clearly, Newcastle Jets' best player. Why would you sub off Max Burgess in a crucial time in this final? I just wonder if there's an injury concern there. Perhaps we're only guessing, we're speculating. Ali's been very, very good at right back for Heidelberg tonight. Very, very good. I've been really impressed with him. He's been so involved, moving infield as well at times. I think Mizunuma is still on, isn't he? What does it say on the? I think Google. These formations come from Google. I thought Mizunuma was still on. I could be mistaken. Oh, no, Nunez is on. Yes. No, you're right. Nunez is on. So Fry is on. Nunez also came on as well. So Newcastle Jets have emptied their bench as well, at least for regular time. So, yes, Nunez is on for Mizunuma. So that's another big change for the Jets. Missed that one. So, goodness me. What a moment for these young players. Mark Milligan really trusting this group of youngsters coming off the bench for the Jets. Here we go now. Those final minutes of regulation time. So it looks like for Heidelberg, Buljuak has shifted out to that right wing, that right side. The lineups are almost not really relevant anymore. We'll flick over to the stats. These stats coming from Google here, as you can see. The shot stats, plenty of shots on goal for Newcastle, but just the 3 on target. The accuracy hasn't quite been there. But a lot of it has to be, credited to Heidelberg's strong defensive structure. Heidelberg have only had a third of possession, 12 shots, 7 on target. Back to that Max Burgess conversation. Troy says, surely an injury concern or something No one would do it otherwise to your best player in a game like this. Yep. Very bizarre decision. So there has to be some sort of injury, I'd imagine. Hunter says Heidelberg are playing so much better than the Jets. Yep. And this is what we saw in their games in the lead up in this Australia Cup run against the A-League sides. Later in games, they'll hold the opposition scoreless, and then late on they'll start to push. They'll find that opportunity to win the game. A little bit similar to how we see the Socceroos playing recently, where sometimes Australia have to do a lot of defending, and then go up and snatch a late winner, as the Socceroos did against Japan in that World Cup qualifier earlier this year. So, how much? Dude, I tell you what, I don't know if we'll get that much injury time. We've had a few injury stoppages, but not that much. Maybe 4 minutes added on. That's my guess. That is my estimation. If we are going to extra time, of course, we are sticking around for it. We are here all the way. Great crowd in attendance at Lakeside Stadium. These stands are packed out with fans. Thousands and thousands filling Lakeside Stadium for what is a truly historic Australia Cup final. Heidelberg United, the second ever non-A-League team to make an Australia Cup final after Sydney United did it in 2022. Can Heidelberg United be the first non-A-League team to win an Australia Cup? Bayliss from range, blocked. 4 minutes added on. Hey, we got the prediction correct. We got our added time prediction correct. There is time for perhaps one more goal. Fryer with a delivery. Over the head of Gibson. Ben Gibson, he's had plenty of touches of the ball. He's gotten into some wide areas, but he hasn't really been able to affect this game and really trouble Yaron Souza. Shushnyar with a long diagonal finds Oscar Fryer on the right wing. Aquilina to the feet of Bracco, who shoots. It's so difficult for Newcastle Jets to create these chances. A lot of these shots, even from range, just getting blocked. That's going to be a free kick. Grozos committing the foul in the middle of the pitch. Water highlights here saying you did get your 1-1 prediction correct. That is what I called it in my prediction video earlier this week. But I tell you what, mate, it's not done. It's not done. Down the left, Yokokawa's got it again, but that's a good challenge. Mark Natta has been very, very good at the back for Newcastle Jets tonight. Oh, Heidelberg win it again. Can't quite find a chance, though. It's a little bit back and forth. Oh, ball over the top, but Yaron Souza quickly off his line. Ben Gibson was almost away for a moment there. 4 minutes added on total, guys. We are ticking along in injury time. Extra time looks like it's going to be required unless there is a late, very late, dramatic winner here in the Australia Cup final. Poor ball out to the left by Newcastle there. It's gone to no one. Oh boy. How many does the stadium hold, Lockie? Good question. I don't know off the top of my head. I imagine it's something 10, probably in the 10,000. I imagine between 10 and 20,000. Someone Google it. If someone can let us know. What's the capacity of the stadium? Let us know. Lakeside Stadium, home to South Melbourne. Here come the Jets. Oh, the shot. Oh, great save. It's a good save by Souza. It was Tommy Aquilina up from right back with the strike. A lot of power on it. It was going, I tell you what, that probably was on target. It was rising. It was rising, that strike, but Souza getting a hand to it. Capacity, Lightning says 11,000. No one says 12,000. There we go. And it looks like, I tell you what, I don't know if they've been, I haven't seen an official attendance announced, but I imagine it's probably well over 10,000. I would imagine. And the stadium looks nearly completely full. Great to see. And hopefully it looks like this in 6 days' time as South Melbourne hosts Sydney Olympic in the opening game of the Australian Championship. Don't forget, tomorrow morning we will be live for the Young Socceroos' crucial Under-20 World Cup game against Cuba. So make sure to join us for that one. And then plenty of live watch-alongs coming up for the A-League Men's 2025-26 season. Seconds are ticking by. Maybe just one more opportunity. Adam Kersey, the referee, set to blow the full-time whistle. There it is. We are going to extra time. Dun-dun-dun. So, extra time will be required to decide the winner of this game, but maybe not even that. We may even need a penalty shootout. Let's check in with you guys. How are you feeling? What are the emotions? What do you make of this game? And at this stage, at this fascinating point in this game, who do you think is going to go on and win this game? The end of regulation time. It is 1-1. Oh my goodness. Hunter says, my heart is in my throat. Troy says, oh boy, extra time. Time to get the popcorn. Wow, Water says, I just want an NPL team to win. Leo said 23. Lockie, me and you might get our prediction right. Says, come on, Heidelberg. Yes, we did make that 1-1 prediction, and so far it's on track. Troy says Newcastle fans must be biting their fingers. Yep. Owen here with a question in regards to the Young Socceroos who are in action tomorrow morning. Owen asks, can the Young Socceroos still make the knockouts? How likely is it? Yes, they can. It is not over. The Young Socceroos are going to need, I think, a big win tomorrow morning. If we don't win, it's over. We're going to need a big win to really improve our goal difference. And we're going to need results in other games to go our way as well. So I think there's a couple of games that we have to be looking at. So I don't think we'll know our fate until Monday, I don't think. Yeah. So big game tomorrow as well for the Young Socceroos. Tan Lee reckons it's going to go to penalties. Nama asks, if Heidelberg wins, will they be in the Asian Cup next season? They'll be in the Asian Champions League 2. We imagine that's what happens for the winner of this competition. We haven't heard any official word whether if Heidelberg win it, if they will or won't be in the competition. But I don't see why they wouldn't be. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. There's no official word on that yet. But it would be cool to see Heidelberg United playing in the Asian Champions League 2. Chicken says, I'm a Newcastle fan and I'm shaking in real life. Just breathe, man. Just breathe. Still got plenty of football to go. Plenty of football left, guys. Half an hour coming up in extra time and then maybe penalties. That's right. We've got an English Premier League game that's just kicked off as well. I'm sure a lot of you guys are keeping an eye on the English Premier League at the moment as well. It has been a great game. It has been a really, really good game up to this point, hasn't it? And hopefully this extra time period delivers in regards to entertainment. So the coin has been flipped for extra time. It's time to play extra time. Really appreciate you guys joining us for this live watch along. Australia Cup final. I'm trying to think of how many we've been doing this YouTube channel for a few years now. I think we started in 2021, I want to say, or 2022. We were live for last year's Cup final. I'm pretty sure we were live for the one before that as well. 2023, which was Sydney FC Brisbane Roar. So this, I believe, is 3 consecutive years of doing a live watch along for the Australia Cup final. Heidelberg United won. Newcastle Jets won. We are entering extra time. Hit that like button if you haven't done so already. Support the channel. If this is your first time joining us, we're all about creating a community of Australian football fans We talk all things A-League, Socceroos, Matildas, and of course, the Australia Cup when it rolls around. Big game tomorrow for the young Socceroos. We'll be doing a live watch along for that game. And of course, our A-League men's ladder prediction will be on the way next week as well. Okay, here we go. Extra time is underway, folks. 1-1. Another half an hour. What are the energy levels like for these teams? Because I'll tell you what, these players have been working hard. The kilometres have been racking up. So, interesting to see that the teams are going the same direction that they were in that second half. It hasn't swapped around. So, which is interesting. So, which means for the second period of extra time, the teams will be attacking the goal where their fans are situated, which is what you want. I think it'd be great to see the players celebrate with their fans. There was Newcastle Jets fans situated over on that right side of that far grandstand. So in the second period, if they get a goal, that'll be scenes. Here comes the Jets in the box, cleared away. Good defending once again. Alrighty. Tanley says, Lockie, I think you're the biggest Australian football YouTuber. Thanks, mate. I appreciate it. There's some great people making Australian football content on YouTube. I'm sure you guys know a bunch of them. Round Ball Australia doing some awesome stuff. And obviously on all the social media channels as well. I'm sure you guys know Joe K. Great stuff on TikTok. Yeah, there's a bunch out there, man. And we need more too. We need more. At the end of the day, I'm just a fan. And we need more fans making noise about football in Australia. So I always say, if anyone's ever considering starting up a channel or just a page online to promote Aussie football, I think it's great. I think it's what we need. Make some more noise about it, eh? Appreciate that. Lightning says, Lockie, if you ever go to Melbourne, Lakeside is a must visit. Thanks, mate. Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. If I'm ever down there, I'll make sure to catch a South Melbourne game there at Lakeside Stadium. Alrighty. Couple minutes into extra time. Dude, I'm enjoying this game. This is a really enjoyable watch. If you're a fan of either of these two teams, it'd be so nervy. I'm a Central Coast Mariners fan. I remember watching the Mariners in the Australia Cup final 2021 against Melbourne Victory, and it's so nervy. You get so nervous as a fan if your team's involved in a big final like this. But for me, for a neutral, which a lot of us probably are, we're just kicking back and really enjoying this game, and it's been a really fascinating contest. And it's so hard to predict what's going to happen from here, which is the beauty of football, folks. Newcastle Jets are on the attack. Fryer, Nunes, Wilmering. Just coming unstuck again. See, Newcastle Jets are going to need more than that if they want to take the lead. And that's why taking off Max Burgess, your most creative player, is still a bizarre decision by Mark Milligan. Because he was the one getting into those little pockets of space, finding those gaps, making those runs, creating things. Since Max Burgess left the field, Newcastle Jets have just looked a little bit blunt. And I feel like the Heidelberg defenders are feeling pretty comfortable right now. I mean, they're probably not. They're probably fully focused and it's probably feeling pretty intense for them. But you know what I mean? It's a little bit cruisy at the moment for Heidelberg at the back. I think they're pretty happy with how things are going. They're defending really, really well. And there's no reason at this rate why Newcastle Jets will find a winning goal because, as you guys were saying it as well in the live chat, for that second half, it turned out that Heidelberg United were the ones looking more likely to find that second goal. No worries, Boston. Thanks for tuning in, mate. Appreciate it. Troy says that grand final at home was the most nervous I've ever been. Thank God Edmondson scored to get us going again. Yeah, dude, for Mariners fans, dude, that 2024 A-League Men's Grand Final. What an occasion. But yeah, it was a nervous watch, that's for sure, mate. Sam asks, is this the first Australia Cup final since inception to have gone to extra time? Good question. I don't remember. You put me on the spot. I don't remember. I can't recall a cup final in recent years that has gone to extra time. Like, I remember like the last few years pretty clearly, the last like 5 years. And at least for the last 5 years, that it hasn't gone extra time as far as I'm aware. So someone let us know. Hunter here says the first final to go to extra time since 2017. Sydney FC versus Adelaide United. There you go. Thanks, Hunter. There you go. Newcastle Jets on the attack. Fryer curling it. Oh, what a finish! Oh, what a moment! The youngster, Oscar Fryer, has scored a stunner, and Jets do take the lead. Well, we said they needed something different. We said they needed something special, and goodness me, that was top quality. Look at the celebrations, the Jets fans in the stands, the players. What a goal. Oscar Fryer getting around Fulton, losing his defender. That is a phenomenal goal. Oh, my goodness. Oh, we can't, the live chat here can't believe it. Cannot believe it. Oscar Fryer is the name. We were talking earlier tonight about this exciting contingent of young players for the Newcastle Jets. And Oscar Fryer has just announced himself to the country. Maybe one of the breakout stars of this coming A-League season. Goodness me, that's a moment that he'll remember for the rest of his life. An incredible goal to put his side in front in extra time in a cup final. Blinker says, great finish, awesome stuff. Tarnley says, that curl on that goal. Oh my goodness, what a substance lightning. Off the bench and onto the score sheet. Oscar Fryer, incredible. It's 2-1. Wow, what a goal. I tell you what, that is a goal worthy of winning a cup final. Now, this is, again, we've said it earlier when Newcastle scored and Heidelberg conceded. Oh, that's a high boot. That's a dangerously high boot from Ben Gibson. Now, I can see why Ben Gibson's complaining. You can see how low Fulton is stooping to win that header. Ben Gibson's foot isn't even that high, but because Fulton's going in for that header, I think it has to be a foul. Newcastle Jets are in front. We said we didn't know how this extra time period was going to go. Newcastle Jets have made the first move in extra time. It's 2-1, and now it's all about Heidelberg United. How do they respond? This team, who have been so resolute in defence, have now been breached twice after not conceding a single goal in the final rounds of this competition. 3 consecutive clean sheets against quality A-League opponents in the lead up to this final. Newcastle Jets have broken them twice. Almost. Oh, this is huge. Oh, Lethlean. Is he going to be sent off? Surely he has to be red. Oh, surely he has to be sent off. It's a yellow. Incredible. Well, Lethlean, the foul's been awarded. It looked a bit soft to my eyes. But if the foul's been given, that has to be red. The Jets players can't believe it. That has to be a red card, right? Not the last. Was he not the last? It looked like he was the last man. Ben Gibson was through on goal unchallenged. That has to be a red card. Well, the ref must have just seen that the wrong way around or something. The angle, he must have thought there were other defenders in quite a close vicinity. But that, I tell you what, Ryan Lethlean, goal scorer tonight for Heidelberg United, has gotten away with one there. Very, very lucky to still be on the pitch. And in the 100th minute in this cup final, Jets have a free kick. Grozos is going to shoot. Good effort. It's a bit too comfortable, though, for Souza. Good save. Yeah, I'm with you, Franco. It should be a red card for sure. Oh, heavy collision on the side. That's a harsh yellow card. That's a harsh yellow card. Aquilina's gone in for a fair challenge with the ball there, to my eyes. That's a very, very harsh yellow card. I mean, Fulton's got there first, but I don't think it's a booking. Two players going into to win that ball pretty fairly. Oh boy, wow. So that's another big call in this game. That non-red card. Big decision there. Again, I just I tell you what, if VAR was being utilised, they probably would have called that back because that was a pretty, we say clear and obvious error. When you threw on goal, I mean, you're either you're through or you're not, basically, right? And I'd love to see we haven't really been given a replay on the broadcast, but it looked like Ben Gibson was through on goal. Great challenge, Aquilina at the back. Newcastle Jets. Well, they just have to defend now. They just have to hold out. And this is a really interesting time here for Heidelberg United where they have to really attack. They have to go forward. They have to push. They've been relying on their strong defensive work, their defensive structure. That's where their success has come from. But now the script has been flipped, and the MPL Victoria champions are now being required to go forward, to get on the front foot. Yokokawa trying to get in behind. Natta is there once again. I will say it once again, Mark Natta has been very, very good tonight at the back for Jets. Hold on, Newcastle, says Franco. Oh, boy. Wow, dude. I mean, still plenty of time. There's still a lot of time to go. Just under 20 minutes of extra time still to play. But this is huge, man. This is huge. Just to highlight again, Newcastle Jets haven't won a major piece of silverware since 2008. A-League Men's Grand Final at Sydney Football Stadium against Central Coast Mariners, 2008. I was there. I was there as a young Mariners fan. I was at that game to watch Newcastle Jets win their first A-League Men's Grand Final. And that day, 17 years ago, was the last time Newcastle Jets won a trophy. They have been starved of success. Are they finally going to change the narrative around this club, Newcastle Jets? A poor delivery there from Ali. Far too much power on it. Heidelberg United. Maybe panicking a little bit. Maybe just a little bit. Just showing glimpses, showing symptoms of just looking a little bit unsettled. That was a little bit uncharacteristic. Ali's been so good at right back. For those Jets fans in that day to the right of that grandstand, cheering their side home. Still a long way to go in this game. Aquilina for man of the match, says Lightning. He's been good. He's been in the wars too with that head bandage. Oh, that's it. Ben Gibson. It's a yellow card. It's dangerous. There's some push and shove going on. Ben Gibson, it was a bit of a bizarre one. Did he slip? He was flying in. Now, I don't like that from Ben Collins, going in and tousling the hair of Ben Gibson. That's not really needed. But Ben Gibson is going to be booked. The yellow card is already out. It was a slip. It was a clear slip. It was Ben Gibson clearly slipped there. It says, this is getting scrappy, says Troy. Sam says here, yeah, the replay showed he slipped. Yeah, there's an obvious slip there from Gibson and just collected lethally in a bit. But, so I think yellow card's probably a fair decision there. So, there's going to be an injury stoppage here. Daniel Wilmerings worked really hard from left back tonight for Newcastle. He's currently getting treatment on the pitch. And this first period of extra time is almost expired. Time is almost up. Check out these stats again, man. 23 shots for the Jets, just the 6 on target. 14 shots, 7 on target for Heidelberg. Jets have had so much possession this game. They've had the bulk of the ball. So now for Newcastle Jets, can they do their defending for the remainder of this game? Goodness me. 2 minutes added on at the end of this first period of extra time. You can see Heidelberg United clearly committing more numbers forward. They've got a lot of options up there now. Watch trying to get around his marker. Bracco's getting back. Bracco does well to... Oh, no, didn't quite keep it in. It's going to be a corner, I reckon. So, can Heidelberg find this equaliser? As Sam says here as well, yeah. Heidelberg United, stooping header. Can't get it on target. As Sam says, I want to know the average age of the players on the field for the Jets. Yeah, dude, so many youngsters. Nunez, Fryer, Bracco. Yeah, a lot of young guys. And they're getting, I mean, it's incredible. It really is incredible. I mean, we were concerned again before when Max Burgess went off the field, and then into extra time here, Oscar Fry steps up with a moment of true quality. Late on in this extra time, first period, going down in the box. Heidelberg want the pen. No way, says Sam. Never a penalty, says Lightning. Going down too easily as well, says Sam. Yeah. That's never a pen. Yeah, no, that's never a pen. Shoulder to shoulder. Shoulder to shoulder. I mean, Owen reckons penalty. Owen reckons it should have been a penalty. It looked shoulder to shoulder. That's never a foul. Never a foul. Anywhere on the pitch, it's not a foul. So it is half-time in extra time, folks. Half-time in extra time. Newcastle Jets have got the lead through Oscar Fryer. What a goal. What a stunning strike. What a highlight in this incredible match, which is about to enter its final 15 minutes of regular football. Heidelberg United, can they keep the miracle alive, the dream alive? Or Newcastle Jets, could they win their first ever Australia Cup and their first piece of silverware in 17 years? They are so close now. So I wonder what the approach is now for Mark Milligan as he speaks to his players during this break. Do they drop a bit deep? Do they try and park the bus? What's the plan? What do you guys do? I mean, if you guys are in charge of Newcastle Jets right now, what do you do? Do you completely park the bus? Or do you tell your players, look, Heidelberg United are going to be going for this game. They're going to send players up the pitch. Do you try and deploy a strategy where you go on the counter-attack, Newcastle Jets, to try and get a third goal here and settle this one? Lightning reckons Newcastle should defend. Troy says park the bus. Lightning says no attack, 10 at the back. Hunter says average age. Hunter, you've been providing us with some great stats. Says average age of the Jets players is 19.46 on the field, not including the subbed off players. Is that right, dude? 19.46. Is that true? That is quite incredible. So many youngsters involved. Wow, it's like a youth squad, says Water. Yeah, I mean, with the guys that have come on, again, just to scroll down here, these lists coming from Google, these youngsters who have come on now, Bracco, Fry, Nunez, Gibson's still pretty young as well. Bayless is still young also. And they're doing the job tonight for the Jets so far. So Heidelberg are going to make another change here by the looks of things. Ryan Lethlean, the goal scorer for Heidelberg United, has departed the field. He's on a yellow card as well. So maybe that was part of the thinking for John Anastasiades making that decision. How are we feeling? Troy says, love to see Heidelberg get a last-minute goal to make it. Pens. Chicken says, Jets have 15 minutes to defend. Hunter says, according to FOTMob, both Lesiotis and Aquilina are the best on fields with 8.2. There we go. And as Lightning says here, Lethlean should have been sent off. I mean, yeah, I think Heidelberg have gotten away with one there. Here we go. The final 15 minutes is underway. Extra time between Heidelberg United and Newcastle Jets to decide the 2025 Australia Cup final. 105 minutes of football played, 15 to go. Newcastle Jets have made the substitution as well. Lucas Chicluna, another one of the youngsters coming on. Lucas Chicluna, who is on the books at Mariners. Now here's a chance. Gibson. Good save, Souza. Oh, what a chance, Ben Gibson. Johnny Apostolos is on as well for Heidelberg United. So changes at the break. Great early chance for Gibson, left-footed strike. Newcastle Jets, they could seal it. They could seal it if they get one more, potentially. Hunter reckons the Jets should change formation, go to a 5-4-1 with Grozos as a defender. We do know Grozos can play at centre-back. And it might well turn into that with Grozos playing as that defensive midfielder. He might drop into that back line. Yep. Heidelberg winning it in a good area of the pitch, but Natta again with a sliding challenge. Time after time, I've mentioned Mark Natta's name. He's just made so many good defensive interventions tonight. He's been really, really strong at the back. Very impressive. Heidelberg looking to get on the front foot again. Shockdale cutting in. Shooting, but that shot is not going to trouble James Delianov. Well, again, it's just incredible. I mean, regardless of what happens here tonight, in this game, in this Australia Cup final, regardless of what happens, this really has been a truly magical cup run for Heidelberg United, and will go down in history. This will be remembered, even if they lose tonight. You can see, Heidelberg United keeping. Oh, that's got to be a card. Grozos, yep. Fouling Yokokawa. So Heidelberg United seem to be keeping a couple players really high up the pitch to go on the counter-attack instantly. But there's a lot of space opening up in the middle of the pitch as well, hey. Fritz says we need a Brisbane Roar type comeback for Heidelberg. Yep, we think back to 2011. Well, as a Mariners fan, I don't like to think about it, but that was certainly a miraculous comeback. Oh boy. Really appreciate you guys joining us for this live watch along, man. We are entering a real nervy period, especially for Heidelberg United as they try and chase this game. Make sure to hit that like button if you haven't done so already. Support the channel. We talk all things Aussie football here on Oz Watch Football with me, Lockie. We're going to be doing another live watch along tomorrow morning in 12 hours' time. We're going to be live for the Young Socceroos, their final group stage game at the Under-20 World Cup. Join us for that one tomorrow. Heidelberg United down the right. Long ball. Defenders are there to meet it. Newcastle Jets, credit to them defensively. I mean, we obviously really praise Heidelberg United and their strong back line, but Newcastle have defended really well tonight and they've needed to. Shushnyar and Nasser at the back have actually been very, very good. Stepped up big time. Just really wonder what this is going to do for Newcastle Jets heading into this A-League season. Shikluna feeding it through for Nunes. Nunes is in. Oh, surely. Oh. Well, Alex Nunes, so close. Wow. Wow, indeed. Almost 3-1, as Water says. Yeah, Shikluna, great pass. And Nunes, just a little toe poke, just wide. Just wide. Very, very close for Newcastle Jets. And it feels like at this stage in the game, with 10 minutes to go now in extra time, another goal for Jets could seal it. Another change for Heidelberg United. Yokokawa has worked so hard tonight. He is off the pitch now. Buljuach down the right. Can't get the cross in. That looks like a goal kick. It is. Good decision. Good decision. Hunter says Shikluna played well for Newcastle in their Northern New South Wales game the other week. Yeah, new arrival at Newcastle Jets in recent weeks. Signed a scholarship contract at the Jets. Was on the books of Central Coast Mariners last season. Played a few A-League games for the Mariners. So travels up the M1 or the F3 to the rivals Newcastle Jets. But very promising young midfielder Lucas Shikluna on for this extra time period now. So, there's, again, cracks are starting to show here for Heidelberg United. Frustration is starting to appear for these Heidelberg United players. They've worked so hard to get to this position, to the cup final. They are so desperate to win it that, oh no! Costa Grozos is off! Oh, huge moment! Oh, what is he thinking? Committing the foul, and he's off. Oh, what is he thinking? Captain of the side. That's a horrific moment, and it's a wry smile on the face of Costa Grozos. Oh, it's true. It's complete. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. He didn't need to do that. He didn't need to do that. It's definitely a second yellow. He was literally booked minutes ago for the first time, and picks up his second minutes later. Oh, that should be red. Another red, surely. It's another. It's another red. Collins is off. No, excuse me. It's one of the substitutes. Oh, no. Apostolopoulos is off. Oh, drama. 2 red cards within a minute. Another one. Oh, my goodness. What is it? I mean, you summed it up, Owen. What is happening? I mean, what do you think of that replay? Did he get the ball? What do you think? Incredible. Yeah, he just came on too. You're right. Yeah. Apostolos Polos. Wow. Incredible. 2 red cards within a minute. Both teams reduced to just 10 players. Insane. Oh my goodness. Nunes on the ball. Wow. I can't believe it. This is incredible. This is truly insane. This is going down as one of the more dramatic Australia Cup finals in history. 2 red cards just like that. I agree with both decisions. Rozos, very silly second yellow card. Oscar Fryer's away. He could seal it here. Fryer just gets it caught at his feet. Wow. Well, and again, we think back to, was it in the second half? The second half when Ryan Leflian brought down Gibson, and I think we all thought it should have been a red. At least most of us, I think, thought it should have been a red. Nunez driving forward to the feet of Gibson. Nicely done. That's it. It's done. It's 3-1. Newcastle Jets are closing in on their first trophy in 17 years. Ben Gibson buries it. And look at the celebrations. This game has been incredible, and Newcastle Jets might have just sealed it. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Wow, 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 wow. Oh my gosh. Ben Gibson, great ball from Nunez. Dude, that is a beautifully taken goal by Gibson. The control, the touch, the setup, and the finish. It's 3-1 Newcastle. It's 3-1. Oh, the scenes up in Merriweather, the scenes in Newcastle, and the scenes here at Lakeside Stadium. A truly dramatic extra time period. 2 red cards, and now Newcastle Jets have goal number 3. Wow. Well, he's worked really hard since coming off the bench. Ben Gibson struggled to get that clear chance on goal. He finally gets it, and he buries it. That was really well taken by the striker. So, Heidelberg United have barely minutes. I think we are back. Are we back? We dropped out at the crucial time. Can you guys in the live chat let us know if you can see and hear me clearly? Goodness me. What a time for my internet to drop out. almost 3 hours into this live stream. We're back. We're back. Oh my goodness. Apologies for that. That was very unusual. We usually don't have any issues in the live streams, fortunately. But goodness me, right at the end of extra time, the internet suddenly drops out for a second. But we are back. Oh, goodness. Luckily, there wasn't a goal scored by the looks of things. It's still 3-1. It's still 3-1. I know, right? As Troy says here, even your Wi-Fi couldn't handle the game. That's right. So Newcastle Jets still on the front foot. Gibson looking for number 4. Shikluna, comfortable save. So we are, 28 minutes now played of extra time. I'd imagine we'll only have a couple minutes added on at the end here. So Heidelberg just need to score now. Heidelberg just need to score now, man. This has been one of the most dramatic Australia Cup finals I've ever seen. (3-1) Newcastle Jets. Dude, and I tell you what, man, that's a lot of the fans look like they've departed. A lot of the Heidelberg fans look like they've seen enough. As the empty seats starting to pop up in the grandstand. Newcastle Jets are closing in on a historic win here. as the broadcast shows those celebrations for the Jets fans. Incredible stuff, dude. Troy says, massive credit to Heidelberg, though. Unbelievable cup run from them. Honestly, don't think there will be another like it. Yeah, it will go down in history, this run for Heidelberg United that they have gone on in this tournament. I mean, just truly remarkable stuff. Defeating Western Sydney Wanderers, Wellington Phoenix, Auckland, back to back to get to the final. Just incredible. So Ben Gibson, oh, that's got to be a penalty. Oh, no. I thought that should have been a penalty. Ben Gibson was upended in the box. No pen. So how much added time, if any? I mean, surely there'll be a couple minutes added on. Heidelberg, I mean, I don't know why they're not sending more players forward here, Heidelberg. They just have to throw everything forward. Everything has to go forward for Heidelberg United. There's no point sitting back the way they are. They've got a player down hurt. It's Rafi down hurt. I mean, you've just got to dig deep and play on. There's 2 minutes added on. So they've got a set piece here. So just going to send it in. They have to score. They have to score from here, surely. Otherwise, it's over. Yaron Souza, well, he goes short to Lesiotis. Now he swings it in. Fulton's header. Ali tries to keep it alive. Still on for Heidelberg. Cross comes in. Punched away by Telianov. It's a bit of a mess. The Newcastle get it clear. The seconds are ticking by. The Jets fans, I think, can start celebrating. It's 3-1. Oh, my goodness. Wowee. As Sam says here, I think the first home game, they surely got to show off that trophy. Yeah, absolutely, no doubt. Well, there's players on both teams down with cramp with a minute to go in this game. This has been quite the match, quite the game. Join us tomorrow morning, guys. It's the Young Socceroos in action. Very keen for that one. Need a win tomorrow, Australia, in the Under-20 World Cup. So we will be doing the live watch along for that one tomorrow. That's 10 a.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. Newcastle Jets looking to seal it with a fourth. Souza clears. All eyes on the referee now. This has been incredible. Well deserved in the end. Newcastle Jets have defended so well. Took their opportunities. Great goals in the end for the Jets. What an impact as well, especially for Oscar Fryer. Fantastic strike. Ben Gibson seals it. It's full time. Newcastle Jets are the winners of the Australia Cup for 2025. First trophy in 17 years. Congrats to the Newcastle Jets. An incredible result, an incredible game. And wow, even as a Mariners fan, I got to say congrats to the Jets. A dramatic contest. Red cards, goals. It had it all, man. Guys, thanks for experiencing it with me tonight on this live watch along. We've been live for almost 3 hours now. A huge game going to extra time. It is Newcastle Jets 3, Heidelberg 1. A fantastic run from Heidelberg United in this cup final. And they played well tonight. They easily could have taken the lead in that second half of regular time, but the Jets hold on and win 3-1. I'll see you tomorrow morning for the Young Socceroos live watch along, but have a great rest of the weekend, guys. Really appreciate you joining for this live watch along. Hit the like button on the way out. Stay subscribed. We've got a lot more coming up this season, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.